Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Express Lane, the show that brings you speedruns in 60 minutes or less. I'm your host, Oscar424, with occasional guest appearances by my sleepy corgi co-hosts who are sleeping, but they have their bellies out and they're so cute. Galahad and Freya. Anywho, today we have a banger set of 4 runs that, honestly, it's a smorgasbord of awesomeness because I love all 4 of these runs, and I just had to have them on so you can enjoy them with me. Looking at our super cool schedule, we're ending today with Post-Trauma. Right before that, we were doing some Dark Souls Remastered. Before that, we are going to play some Cassette Beasts. And to start everything off, we have the absolutely amazing game, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. We are doing Shura Glitchless, played by Masumi. So hello, friend. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm going to be running Shura Glitchless today, which is the shortest ending and also the worst ending in the game, but it's really fast, so it's okay. I'm joined here today with my wonderful friend and commentator, Oni Nor.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thanks for being here. And yeah, I can get started whenever we are ready. And I'll give you a countdown.
Say the word.
All right. Actually, yeah, okay. You know what? 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. The IGT timer usually starts a bit later. That's why I was confused. But I'm like, you know what? Let's just start it now. It's simpler. So we're going to go ahead and skip. We're skipping all cutscenes in this run. And we start off here in the well, where our main character has been apparently abandoned, left for dead. But we're gonna escape. We're gonna go look for the divine child who has hired us. You can trust everything I say about the lore, by the way. Who has hired us to protect them. Probably paid us a hefty sum. We'll see if it was enough at the end. Right here, you can't really run in this tutorial section because you need a sword to run, as we all know.
Logical.
So we jump instead of slow walking. It's a little bit faster. Made it.
Oh, and the gunman didn't hit you either.
Oh, yeah.
They usually will mess up the beginning.
Yeah, you can absolutely get shot in this tutorial section. And guess what? You have to restart the game from the beginning.
Oh, jeez.
Which is so fun. When you're like 20 runs in and you haven't gotten anything past the early game. And then to add insult to injury, someone shoots you in the back. It's a great time. But we're running through everything basically here to make it to our meeting spot with the divine child, whose name is Kuro. Not a popular character in the speedrun community because he can do this thing where he turns around and adds 2 seconds to your time, and it's RNG, which is really funny.
Little Kuro.
Yeah. We're going to ignore him for that reason. For all of the 2-second blocks that you've made people lose, we're not speaking to you. We're going to move on. Hey, there's a man in that field. I wonder what he wants.
Surely he's kind, right?
Like cinematic field?
Oopsie, he cut our arm off.
Right.
That's okay. We have a cooler arm now with a prosthetic grappling hook now. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. We're gonna.
I know there's a part of you that like always wants to beat Genichiro in that beginning part.
Oh yeah. I would love to actually. I actually don't know if in Hitless. Yeah, in Hitless runs you actually fight him because you can't get hit, and in order to die to him, you have to get hit. So Hitless runs are basically the only place you'll see people fighting him, because even in the all bosses categories, it's been ruled that he's not a boss, just to make the category better.
Hitless Musume win.
Ooh, I don't know about that. We're grabbing a couple items here that are going to be useful pretty soon. The Gachin Sugar, which increases your stealth, so you can sneak up on bosses. In this game, you can actually have a boss's health bar take 1 death blow off of a boss by just being sneaky. And the game doesn't teach you that very well, but you know.
Right, don't you learn the hard way?
Yeah. So we got the Chained Ogre here, considered to be a mini boss, but you do have to fight him to progress through this area. Gotta watch out for that quick grab, which is why I'm circling behind his back. I actually did one attack too many there. He could have quick grabbed me and ended my entire career, but he didn't. He's being nice.
Heck yeah. Maximum efficiency.
Yeah. That is the Chained Ogre dead.
It's crazy seeing how quickly you fly through this and like first playing Sekiro and fighting the ogre and he just tosses you off the side.
Just throws you off to add insult
how
to
am I
injury.
supposed to beat this? How am I supposed to beat this game?
They really started with like one of the worst bosses to introduce you to the game, which is really funny. Yeah. We're in the canyon here where a lot of people, well, a lot of speedrunners will do this really wacky wild skip called the double canyon and just skip through this entire part. I'm not one of those people. It's very risky and I don't want to fall. However, we are going to attempt to do the smaller variant of it, which is basically half of the canyon. And we fall off.
Hey!
We gave it a good try.
Points for trying.
And so I'm going to just idle back and do it normally.
It's still one of my least favorite parts of the game, no matter how many times I play through it, because it feels like that snake is just always right behind you.
Oh, yeah. It's very scary in a casual playthrough. The whole intensity of this section is just like really well done.
Right. Camera shaking.
Yeah.
Got your headphones and you hear the snake. It's a good time.
It is terrifying. But in the speedrun, luckily, we have a lot of ways to get past this canyon. Like I mentioned, the frame perfect / RNG double canyon. We can just come right up over here and shimmy right under his nose, which is considered the safe variant. And look, he doesn't know we're here. Let him pass, and then that's the canyon.
Nice, nice.
Look at that. Did you say at some point it's like his AI just can't get you at some point or something?
Yeah,
like that?
it's something about the hitbox. So like right there, it kind of looked like he was about to bite me. But there's something about when you jump in from soft games, for some reason, your legs are not a hitbox any longer, which I guess is for when you're jumping attacks. And then a combination of that and just, I don't know, spaghetti code. I don't know.
Legs are complicated, all right?
Legs are very hard, okay? Especially in video games.
Right.
Coming up on a fan favorite boss. He's gonna tell us his name in a second here.
Right.
Try not to miss it.
Big fan.
That's him.
Hey.
Probably one of the most technically difficult bosses in this run. So I might go quiet, try to fight him actually.
Once you get a certain number of hits on him, you'll stagger him, keep that chain up, and then you're gonna try to bait him to those stairs in the back to keep him in that loop. There we go.
Oh, I did miss a hit, so he's probably gonna run away. And that's what you wanna, that's what you wanna avoid, is him running away, because that's a big time waster when you're running for PB. It adds like 10 seconds every time he runs. So you need like perfect positioning in order to make sure that he doesn't run.
Hey, Genichiro knows he's on screen. He has to, I mean, not Genichiro. Yobu has to show out just a little bit.
He sure did. We died at Gyobu.
People know.
But hey, look, I get to show you the most fun thing about speedrunning Sekiro.
Oh?
Shadows die twice. If you die, you can do it again. You get another chance.
You mean the title of the game has relevance? What?
No way. Is this the Shadow who dies twice?
Like I said, Guillermo just knows he's on screen. He's gotta show out a little bit, you know? Gotta look good for the people, he said.
Definitely healing here. Propaganda I'm not falling for. Not healing at that moment. Oh, Wow, Gyobu and the greatest hits right here. His AI can break and freeze. He stays there.
Oh no! Did he get cold feet on stage? No way.
I can't. This is like amazing. Okay. He hit us with the greatest hits in this fight, and I'm so glad that was live. So there you go. That was Gyobu.
It's great.
Sometimes he checks out. He's like, I don't want to be here right now.
He's like, I served my purpose. I showed the shadows dying, and now I am done.
And now I am finished.
My job here is done.
Somebody unplugged him. It's like, oh.
It's so funny. It's like a reboot because he'll like come back randomly at some point. Oh my god, I actually have tears.
It's like, where did she go?
Oh lord. Okay, so that was Gyobu, right? Great example of everything that can go wrong there.
But also right.
Yeah, and right.
Mood.
So now we're gonna move on to the Blazing Bull, which is another boss, which surely never ever goes wrong.
Right.
Again, another boss that they've put in the game pretty early. Almost like they wanted people to quit their game before they got to the good part. It's very curious. But
Right.
there is gold behind the Blazing Bull once you get past this part. In my opinion, Sekiro really starts to shine with the boss after that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So we're gonna kill this guy.
Blazing Bull on subsequent playthroughs is super annoying because that chip damage is aggressive. Especially if you don't have Kuro's charm. Not perfect blocking gets you killed like in 3 or 4 hits.
Also, I'd just like to point out that one of your fans in chat, which you have so many fans in chat
Oh my
right
god.
now. It says, frankly, we need a Musume Live run bingo game.
No, we really do. We truly do.
For real.
Because I get the wackiest stuff happen to me in these runs.
The silliest of stuff,
I'm
too.
constantly posting clips of what's happening to me in the Discord, and it's just a great time.
Perfect.
So that was a Blazing Bull that happened pretty fast. A very scripted fight. Unless, you mess it up, which I didn't. Oh,
That actually went really well.
yeah. And then we used the Homeward Idol to kind of just teleport ahead a little bit because the game automatically unlocks the next idol for you. And then the Homeward Idol considers that was the last idol that you interacted with. So IGT, I think it's negligible time loss. And then, we made it.
First try, let's
And
go.
then RTA, it's a bit more time loss, but it allows you to recover your health before you go into the next fight at the top of Ashina Castle. Oh my god, it's the guy who cut our arm off.
No fool.
Surely we don't get our revenge right here by trapping him in the corner and bullying him.
I'm messing with his AI now.
Yeah, if you want to...
You're attacking the wall, however.
Yep.
What?
The little tip of my sword is hitting him right in the kidney, and that's the weakest spot, as you know.
There's a weird interaction when you don't lock onto enemies. It's almost like so a lot of them don't attack you at once. So it's having a weird interaction with Genichiro and she's not locked onto him.
Yeah, and it's called dead angling, and it's used in a lot of fights to do like straight vitality damage. As you can see, I'm just taking down his health bar, and this is going to be a vitality kill, I think. Hopefully I didn't lie. Yeah, no, I didn't lie. It's a vitality kill. And yeah, some people do it with 180s. There's a lot of dead angling in this game. It's a pretty big staple of the run. Of every run, I think.
Yeah, Tomo.
And actually, for those that might not know the two different types of kills that you can do here, you mentioned the vitality for this last one, but that wasn't the case in previous bosses.
Yeah. Some bosses you actually kill with posture and some with vitality, depending on which is faster for the purposes of this run. Okay, we just got...
Okay.
That's a heal moment. That's a heal. That's a heal.
Right.
Okay.
Clean heal moment. Try to take my arm again, I dare you.
Not my good arm. Please. Okay, there we go. And that's Genichiro. Surely he never comes back, right?
Oh.
Right, it's the end of that boss.
Yeah. Well, for the purposes of our run, it actually is the end of him. Luckily for us. Very fun fight, though.
Shinobi execution.
And that's where I think Sekiro starts to kind of click with people, is when you fight Genichiro and you beat him and you're like, I get it now. Like, you know, that GIF. And you're just like, yeah.
He's for sure a skill check, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It's like, have you been parrying throughout this game?
Have you been attacking while you're parrying? Have you been aggressive? It's great. We have to do a bunch of exposition stuff. We're actually skipping all the dialogue, but it's considering that the dialogue is finished because we have subtitles turned off. So that's something you can only do with your subtitles off. And it wasn't discovered until quite late. Well, not that late, but a lot of the early runs of this game, they had subtitles on. And so if you look at like runs from like 6 years ago, they have subtitles on. They're way longer just on neutral because of you have to wait. You gotta wait.
How am I supposed to hear without my subtitles?
That's what I'm saying. And then we play it in Japanese too, because there are languages where later on the child's gonna cough while you have to interact with an item, and apparently you cough longer in different languages.
What?
So,
That is crazy.
Yep. So there are some languages that are unoptimal because of the cough, which is pretty funny.
It's the little
I
things.
didn't know coughing had accents.
Coughs in French, you know?
No cough.
Le cough.
Yeah, it's
Just
great.
saying the word cough.
Yeah, literally. Cough, cough. It's great. It's fantastic. We're heading over to the temple to get a book that's going to teach us how to Mikiri counter. If you notice, I didn't Mikiri counter any of Genny's thrusts, and he did hit me a little bit with one of them, as you can see. But that's because it makes more sense pathing-wise to come get Mikiri now. And Mikiri is going to be extremely important for a couple bosses that we're gonna fight pretty soon, all the way up to the end. And we are coming up on a very long, boring running section. So if you have anything to read out, you can feel free to do that.
Oh, absolutely. For those of you that don't know, our wonderful combo of Musume and Oni have been part of the Black in a Flash community. And Black in a Flash is that community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and to celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. And let's be real, these two absolute goats. So you should be learning more, or you can just apply to get involved at gdq.gg/BAF. And you feel free to follow at blackinaflash.bsky.social on Blue Sky for all of the latest updates.
Yeah, shout out BAF.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
So we're running through this abandoned dungeon on our way to Senpo Temple, which is all the exposition that we skipped through. Somebody told us to go there, so we're going there now.
Girl.
In order to find all these items to sever immortality, because that is our goal for now.
You know.
And the first item we're in search of is the Mortal Blade, which we've heard is somewhere in the Senpo Temple. I'm going to go ahead and use my money pouch here. We're going to do a bit of shopping later.
Senpo Temple's a place of all time for sure.
Oh, yeah. Senpo Temple has a lot of dark lore when you look at it.
Right.
Yeah, it's a dark place.
I noticed the things on the ground one time I played through, and I was like, oh no.
Oh, yeah, all the red statues. Yeah. I picked one of those up, and it said something really sad, and I was like, ooh, yeah. Reading item descriptions made me sad. I shouldn't do that anymore.
It's like, we're just going to quietly put this back down.
Uh-huh, exactly. I'm going to pretend that's not here.
I'm just here for the Mortal Blade.
Grab an aqua sugar here, which is a sugar that will increase our damage. As I said, there's a deluxe version of that called the Yashiriku sugar, which we're going to use for the end game boss fights. But the Yashiriku sugar will also cut your health in half. However, it is a lot more powerful, so for the end game fights, it is actually very much worth it.
Yeah, I usually don't use that one because I'm not that good at this game.
Yeah, it's
Get destroyed.
It's very much a speedrun sugar because losing half your health and your posture is kind of rough.
Right. I try to use it as a last resort against what's her name? when you walk past her and you try to skip her, and she's like,
Orin?
"No, you're gonna fight me."
Yeah.
Orin, New Game +4, or everything hurts a little bit more. And I'm never using that again against her.
Yeah, no, do not use Yashirika if you don't need to.
What is posture?
Yeah, what is posture?
You're probably wondering how I got here.
Yep, that's me. Coming up on the Armored Warrior, affectionately called Roberto, who likes to give me a lot of problems. So honestly, I'll be happy if we're alive by the end of this.
No way. Is that Wilder from Hit Classic Elden Ring Night Rain?
Okay, I think we'll be good. Yikes.
Oh, yeah.
Yikes. You do have to push him. Yeah, you do have to push him off the map. He's the only boss in the game that you have to push off an edge. You cannot kill him with posture. And a little pillar blocked us there. Okay, and we full die.
Oh.
Guess what? Guess what? Shadows die twice.
Shadows die twice.
I bet you didn't know that, Armored Warrior. Oh, we did a little dance with him.
It's like, no, my pillar defense only works once.
No, my pillar.
She saw through my pillar defense too?
No way. Hey, is it a marathon run without 10 incidents? I don't think so.
I mean, real.
Yeah. So that was the Armored Warrior. He calls out for his son, Roberto, at the end. Turns out he was here looking for, a cure for his sick son. He heard that the immortality waters might help. But now he's dead at the bottom of the mountain. So we're not going to think about that too much.
Shout out to his son, though, because his firecrackers for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Every single playthrough.
Roberto's firecrackers. Shout out to that.
And shout out to the person in chat that put the first shadow is free.
First shadow is free.
Like, what?
Good Lord.
Chat, y'all are awesome.
Shout out to chat. Thank you for being here.
Yes. Right? It's a good chat.
I'm going to go ahead and use a gotcha sugar here as we enter the folding screen monkeys fight, which is a gimmick fight. First, we kill the invisible monkey who is programmed to follow you around the entire time. And you're supposed to hear his footsteps or something. It's horrible.
You can see him in the snow as well.
Yeah, his little pitter-patter. And the key to this fight is just good pathing and attacking the monkeys as fast as possible so that they don't run away.
Just a couple of silly little guys.
Yeah, who I need to stab.
Well,
Why don't you play this part for the
Again,
first time?
evil ending.
Right?
we're staying on brand for the evil ending.
It's adding up.
Yeah.
Watching people play this boss for the first time is always funny because it's always the one that's behind you they don't get.
Oh yeah, because I don't know how you were supposed to figure that out on your own.
It's like, where are you? You just start wildly swinging
and then you hit them. You're like, wait a minute. It turns out those monkeys were protecting a second divine child who gives us the mortal blade. They were just doing their job. They were, But we're not going to think about it too much. There's not a lot of thinking in this run. That's what I love about it.
Got a peak weapon, the mortal blade.
And the mortal blade is really important, not only because of story reasons, narrative reasons, but oops, that's not where I want to go. I want to go here. But because the mortal blade absolutely demolishes bosses, and you're going to see a lot of that in the second half of this run. The mortal blade, when you use it alongside the midair combat art skill, which is what I just got, and you jump when you're doing your mortal draws, that does as much damage as an empowered mortal draw. And that's unintended damage from what people have figured out. However, this game came out in 2019 and it has not been patched. So if they didn't want us to do it, they would have taken it away from us.
They're like, have fun.
Yeah. And I definitely appreciate that. I think that the mortal draw, like crutching on mortal draw, is what makes sure Glitch was such an accessible speedrun for people just starting out. And we love that. We love more new people starting out.
Yeah, they'll fix that mortal draw in Sekiro too, for sure.
Surely. I'll be so happy about Sekiro 2, I won't even worry about the Mortal Draw being patched.
They're gonna announce it tomorrow, don't worry. I know a guy. Told me.
We're heading to a place of all time, the Fun Fort, which is another fun place where you can just be shot because of RNG. So let's hope that doesn't happen. We're gonna use the Gachin sugar to... I mean, the Gachin is placebo at this point. It's been proven that the Gachin is placebo. It doesn't help. But it helps you, you know, in your mind to be like, no, I'm safer. Better. So that's what we're doing.
Like that one enemy at the bottom sees you first. And I'm like, how?
Yeah, like, how did you see me?
Get a life, bro.
Okay, left guy has seen me. I think the cycle's gonna be weird. He sort of developed like a spidey sense of whether your Gunfort cycle is weird or not. I can tell mine is weird. I might get shot from the right. And I didn't.
It's crazy that I didn't know you were supposed to drop down here. Every single time I ran through, I just stay on top of the
Well, you know
bridge.
what? You were actually doing an advanced, faster strat called the Top Fort, where you can run... Ooh, and we do eat a bullet there. But that's fine. We made it past the most dangerous part. But yeah, there's this... Ooh. Well, shadows die twice.
He said... They said the danger is still here. What do you mean?
I said we made it past the dangerous part, and that guy was like, no, you didn't. I don't know how much they're paying that guy, but yeah. Definitely taking a big fat rest over here, getting those revives back and that health. There we go. But yeah, Top Fort. Super fast, super fun, super risky. Headed into the centipede fight. You can see he has a really long name.
Long arm centipede giraffe.
And he looks nothing like a giraffe.
I would say, when I think of centipede giraffes, that is not what comes to mind.
That's not a giraffe.
He saw it in a magazine. It's like, that's a cool name.
Apparently, and I learned this the last time I was on GDQ for Juneteenth from someone in chat, I believe, who said that it was a translation error, that in Japanese, the boss is supposed to be called Jirafu. And then the localizers are like, oh, you mean giraffe? That was not what they meant.
No, we did not mean giraffe. A centipede giraffe sounds terrible.
What is that even? What is that? That's just, that's horrible.
Can you kill it with a shoe?
Can you burn it?
So apparently Sekiro is a horror game now.
Oh, absolutely. You're gonna see a lot of centipedes and bugs coming out of people pretty soon, actually. So that actually tracks.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not the Toys R Us mascot.
Dang, Toys R Us fell off.
You don't see him in this one, right? The headless.
No, thankfully not. Unless I fall into the headless pit. Knock on wood. If you see headless, you know something's gone terribly wrong. Yeah, if we see headless, something's gone really wrong.
Yeah, those guys are terrifying.
Yeah. We're hanging out with the snake again for like the 4th time. He can't hurt us. Don't worry about it. There are ghosts that come out from the wall. So if you see like the death symbol, that's why. But they can't hurt you. I've certainly never been hit by a ghost here.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like you say,
They just want a little attention.
they can't hurt you. Snake immediately tries to give a kiss.
Immediately tries to eat me. But hey, you see he missed. Headed into, guess what? The FromSoft staple, a poison pit. Because we can't have nice things in a FromSoft game, right?
Nope.
And we're gonna fight one of the bosses that I really hate in this run. But you'll see how Mortal Blade basically trivializes her.
Yeah, it's funny, like, seeing playthroughs of this, because when I first played it, I actually came this way first instead of the other way, the other part of Gunfort.
And that's that.
So I came the way. Easy peasy.
So when does the boss start?
Yeah, that was the boss. Whoopsie. Did you blink?
You know
Snake
what? That
Eyes,
bosses are
notorious for being a really difficult boss to fight head on. And there are categories in the speedrun, some of the glitch categories where you come here either before you get the Mortal Draw or you're on 1.02 where Mortal Draw doesn't do anything, or you're gonna have to fight her straight on. And the best way to do that is with 180 dead angles, which involves like turning around really fast so that the enemy registers that you weren't looking at them at the time of your attack. And it's a really hard strat to pull off. But yeah, we don't need to do that glitchless.
Nice.
There's a headless down there.
Yeah, you see him down there waiting, just waiting for you to fall.
Yeah, the headless is like rubbing his hands together. It's like, oh, I'm about to wreck this girl's career.
Like, there's a stream going on? I gotta make an appearance.
Oh, yeah. And trusted he has done that
GDQ,
before.
I need a bow tie mod for the headless ASAP.
Right? Okay, coming up on the hardest boss in the game. So I'm gonna lock in and focus right now. We made it. We made it. The whole run could have ended there.
Actually cracked.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, it could have been complete disaster. But hey, Mortal Draw is so good that it carried me through the hardest boss in the game.
Clean.
Now it's a cakewalk from here, like, honestly.
If you have anything else to read out, I'm kind of just running through right now.
Sure. I like how you say cakewalk, just like getting through the fastest part or the hardest part. So, as y'all know, and I saw a couple people put in some subscriptions to GDQ. Thank you so much for that, because September is here and is actually winding down. That means discounts of 25% or more for 1, 3, and 6 month subs during this month, which is ending soon, September. So if you're enjoying the stream, consider taking advantage of this discount and subscribing for all those super cool emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during all those replays. Also, you can always just support the stream by sharing the Games Done Quick channel with your friends, and we always love and appreciate your support. Because again, as we've said before, chat, y'all are bringing it, and we love you, and keep it up. Yeah, chat's cool.
Chat is amazing. For this amazing chat, I will be showing you how to make this boss disappear in 3 snaps of my finger.
Whoa.
Actually a magician?
1, 2, 3. You gotta throw a little bit of ash at her. Don't worry about it. May have advertised this wrong, but there you go. She's gone.
Hey.
So that little funny trick happens because there is another version of this boss called the True Corrupted Monk that you find in Fountainhead Palace, which we're not even going to go there in this run. We don't even make it there. But in the true endings, you make it there. And that boss has an aerial death blow available that you're supposed to take that's scripted for phase 2. Unfortunately, these 2 bosses share the same model. So this boss has an aerial death blow. But wait, said the developers, there's nowhere to jump from. Well, think again before you put that tombstone in the back of the arena. So yeah. Just kind of shows how quickly people will exploit like the tiniest little things in games.
Right.
It's very funny. Don't ask me why that's allowed in glitchless, by the way. I don't know. I don't make the rules.
It's like, hey, they allowed me to do it, so you know what?
So I'm gonna do it.
Right.
It actually does make me sad that that's allowed in glitchless because I like fighting that boss. So yeah.
Yeah, that boss early on is pretty fun to like parry if you don't have any divine blessing.
Yeah. The confetti. We're headed over to the end game, I would say. We're gonna fight the Guardian Ape because he has an item that we need, which is the flower, the rock, something.
And then Torius boss.
Yeah.
For his sillies.
He gets very silly. Let's see if he's the only boss that doesn't give us an incident in this run. I would be surprised though. But we're gonna pop the Yashirika Sugar, try to get 2 headshots with this Mortal Draw, and we do get them.
Heck yes, efficiency.
And then we're gonna stagger loop him by keeping his poise like just under stagger status, so that we can finish him off really, really fast.
Heck yes.
Nice.
Really solid.
And that's that. That's the fight. Right?
Surely. Shinobi
He looks
execution
dead.
Popped up. That's it.
Oh yeah, totally.
I mean, his head's off his body, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no! What?
Did he get word his shadows die twice?
He got the shadows die twice memo. He got the first free shadow that they talk about. He took advantage of the promotion. This isn't fair.
Guardian Ape is the one that played like the PlayStation 1 games, actually filled out the little form in like the instruction manuals and sent it in hopes that they got a t-shirt.
Yep, and then he got one. He actually got one. We respect that greatly.
He's absolutely calling in if that t-shirt never comes.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna hear from him like every day.
Hello? I sent this in 2 months ago. So yeah, that was the Guardian Ape. We grabbed the flower. Turns out he was going to give that flower to his wife. But he's dead now.
Sure, glitchless.
So we're not going to think about that.
A super efficient run.
Yeah.
We're going to make a joke the whole time. That's insane.
Right? We're back here at Ashina Castle. Same deal as earlier. It unlocks the idol for you. Because a lot of the other idols in the game actually get locked. For story reasons, and you have to like walk around and unlock them again. So you get this idol back, and it allows you to sort of get to the final area faster. Oopsie. Shadows died twice, but Shadows can't swim. Headed up the castle. Why? Narratively? I don't know.
But can shadows float though?
I wish they could. Actually, shadows can swim in the air. If you've ever seen a glitched run where they use the air swim glitch, it is one of my favorite glitches to watch. You basically just have to go out of bounds while you're like swimming, which there are like apparently gigantic holes in the architecture in Ashina Castle where so you can out of bounds. And then it allows you to just continue, like maintain your swim, and you can swim in the air.
All right, then.
In a way, shadows do float.
Jeez. Yeah. Shadows are efficient. You know?
Shadows do a lot of things.
Just do it all.
Headed into the final fight in the game. Our adopted father, waits here. Tells us to... Something died there. Tells us to abandon the child. And we say, okay, for some reason.
No problem, Dad.
Yep. And now we have to fight Emma, who is... the nice lady who gives you like your health upgrades. We're just gonna fight her. And the strategy's pretty simple, but she can do silly business, so I'm probably gonna lock in for this.
I know when I first fought her, that grab was just gave me all the problems in the world. I know you can just walk it to the right, but it's easier said than done when you're locked in.
Oh yeah.
Fair.
God, we destroyed them so brutally.
Yeah, I hate how violent this death blow and like how violent and personal it is. But we're headed into the final fight of the game right now. So I'm just gonna try my best. Hope for no incident.
You look like you were doing jazz hands for a second.
Perfect block.
Ooh.
Oh, what?
He hit me with the stance. We don't like that. We don't like that. When he hits that stance, he can dodge your move and like counter. But here's phase 2. We're gonna jump MD to interrupt his opener. And jump MD again.
Nice.
And we get like perfect RNG. That's fantastic.
Right? It's so crazy seeing you do this so efficiently.
Where was this RNG on my PB, Shinashina? Where was it? Where was it, buddy?
It was with the headless.
I guess so. I should have taken a dive. So that's the final boss of the run. And after these menus, and after the cutscene, I'll be able to call time for you. It's going to be when you see the word Sekiro. There's the cutscene. The world's burning down. Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
And that's time.
GG's.
Heck yes.
Thank you.
Super efficient.
Oh, that was awesome. I believe that is a 37 and 37, 31.
Woohoo!
Heck yes.
That's not
Nice. Yeah, absolute GG's to both of you for a fantastic run. Please take some time, let everybody know where can they find you absolute pair of goats, and what are you currently playing?
Well, thank you so much for having us, first of all. I was really happy that you reached out. I love doing this run. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, I stream over on Twitch at Gaming Musume. I'm actually at Gaming Musume on every platform, but I'm mainly on Twitch and YouTube. Right now, we're playing the Liza P DLC, but I'm also going to be learning Immortal Severance soon and a couple other Sekiro runs because I'm just really addicted to speedrunning Sekiro. But yeah, I'm on Wednesdays and Thursday EST nights most of the time, and I'd love to see you around if you enjoyed this run. And yeah, huge shout out to the Sekiro speedrunning community. They're awesome. They're absolutely awesome. Would not have made it this far in speedrunning if they weren't so helpful. And if you're interested in maybe speedrunning some Sekiro, I'm sure Glitchless, it's a great beginner intro run. There's tons of tutorials. And you can head on over to our speedrun.com page where we have a bunch of links, a link to a Discord, and all that fun stuff. We'd love to have you.
I am Oni Noir X. I stream occasionally. You can follow me everywhere. Same handle, Oni Noir X. Currently playing between Monster Hunter and Night Rain, Elden Ring Night Rain. But after this, I'm going straight back to that new Monster Hunter update for my fellow hunters out there. But yeah, I appreciate Musume for asking me to come do this with her again. I appreciate the GDQ staff. It was a good time.
Yeah, thank you for being here with me. And huge shout out to Oscar for being an amazing host.
Well, thank you.
Right?
And again, GG's one more time to Musume and Oni. That was an absolutely amazing run. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick break. Make sure you... Welcome back, friends, for some more Express Lane, and I hope you checked out the schedule. Again, gdq.gg/hotfix. You can see all the super cool things coming up. But actually, you know what? Don't check that. You stay. Okay, good. You're awesome. Like I said, chat, you're the best. Anyway, we are going to be switching gears into Cassette Beasts, Peer of Girl. So hello, friend. How are you?
I hope that everyone likes shenanigans. Hey everyone, my name is Maple Snow Girl, and this is Cassette Beasts, Pure of the Unknown, Any Percent. Cassette Beasts is a combination of a monster collecting RPG and a 3D platformer. This run is mostly 3D platforming, if I'm being honest. Pure of the Unknown is a sort of DLC area, complete with 4 boss fights and a whole lot of platforming. Try things. That's all you need to know about the run.
Love it.
So, I'll explain to the best of my abilities why this run is so filled with shenanigans as we get into it. So I'll give a quick countdown and then we will be off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. So, first off, I'm not actually going to the DLC area. I am going inside the community center, I think this place is. I really should know this. Town Hall. I've been in the middle of a casual playthrough recently, and I still don't remember what this place is actually called. But I'm going to real quick buy a few fusion meter upgrades. One thing that makes this game really, really cool for the sort of like RPG combat system is the fusion mechanic. You always have a partner character with you, and both the player character and the partner character will transform into monsters using their cassette tapes. If the fusion meter is filled, then your monsters will fuse together to become one big, strong monster. Also, we're on the pier now. And one thing, there's usually this long cutscene when you go through the gate that is just you and your partner character walking all the way up to Gwen, the clown who runs the pier. Recording certain monsters with your cassette tapes will actually give you special abilities in the overworld. Those being Dominoth, Bulletino, Boltam, Diveal, and Jumpkin. And then, of course, I have a revoir, but that one's not important. The Jumpkin sort of vine ball lets you go up walls, and you can jump onto the outside of the pier and skip the sort of cutscene trigger and just walk right up to Gwen with the dash. But pretty much the gimmick of the pier is there are prize tickets that you can collect in chests to trade in for attraction passes that let you into the 3 areas of the pier. So we're starting with the Witch House. Each attraction has chests with a grand total of 4 prize tickets sprinkled throughout. The Witch House is the only one that I'm going to actually grab all 4 of those. Because it's just... The third area, you don't have to grab any because that's the last area that we go to, and the second one, there are platforming skips that are so massive that it's actually faster to grab 2 extra tickets from the main hub area of the pier. But pretty much the lore of what's going on is there are these infernal engines that Gwen has running each attraction that have been going a little haywire. So we have to run around and give them a good bonk, but first we have to fight a herd of wolves. This is the only non-boss fight, ideally speaking, that will actually get played out. Also, I don't know why one-shotting the Scarlet-Teeth on one turn is completely RNG. Ideally, what will happen is you'll use those moves and it'll get one shot. That doesn't always happen. Not that big a deal. The only problem is it gives the Scarlet-Teeth an opportunity to use whatever, I don't remember the name of the move because I can look at what the little red uses, to activate 2 status effects, and that just takes time. Berserker, that's what it is. Raises its melee attack and gives it the Berserk status effect, which is kind of like, if you're familiar with Pokemon, Taunt. The monster affected with that status condition can only use moves that deal damage. And now that that fight is over with, I am going to, for one thing, heal both of my tapes and then swap the position of Cat 5 and Trifinx. Because moves cost action points to use. Depending on what move you're wanting to use, it'll take a certain amount of action points for each individual move. You start the battle with 2 action points on each monster, and at the start of every new turn, you gain 2 more action points. There's an item called I think it's Canned Iced Latte, that gives you an additional 2 action points instantaneously. Trifinx has an absolutely broken move that costs 4. So, if you use a Canned Ice Latte turn 1 on the Trifinx, if the Trifinx is the second monster that you're choosing what it's going to do, you can turn 1 use that move Wonderful 7. The reason why Wonderful 7 is so good is it is a base power 90 move, which is really high, and will also, I hate when this happens. These books are troublesome. Wonderful 7 also inflicts a random status condition. And I say random loosely because if everything goes according to plan and there hasn't been a mysterious update to the game that I am unaware of in the last day, then because I always play this speedrun on the same seed, because this game has a very heavy randomizer element, everything will happen exactly the same, including the Order of Wonderful 7 status conditions. So here's the first engine. This is Pearl. And Pearl is a beast type. Not really anything to worry about with that. So Latte, Trifinx, Wonderful 7, this should be Burn. Yep. There are 3 status conditions that I want to see way more than the others. 2 of those more than the third. Those being Burned, Poisoned, and Leeched. The reason why I don't want to see Leeched compared to Burn and Poison is all 3 deal chip damage, but Leeched also heals. And even if a monster has full HP, it'll still play the healing animation, and that's just tedious. Also, you might notice that my fusion meter is full, but I'm opting not to fuse. That is because this fight's actually pretty quick without fusing, and I can just streamline the next fight without needing to go back to the cafe to buy more lattes if I just fuse right off the bat. So now I switch to Ramtasm, which is sort of like one of the fully evolved starters. Spit. At the start of the game, and Ramtasm's just strong. It's a very quick and offensively bulky monster, so I should be able to just Galactic Beatdown, Shooting Star, and then Burn Chip. I might have to smack it one more time.
I just want to say what I love about this game is just how awesome and cool all the graphics are. Like, that's what actually drew me to this the first time. It's like just Pearl's design. I love it.
Yeah, the art in this game is very, very good. Also, I have no idea what is happening. Like, these last 2 fights were not supposed to go like that. Also, that has never happened before.
Oh.
I don't actually know if that counted. I know exactly what's wrong.
Oh.
That's really bad, and now I don't actually know if the run is completable.
Oh
no! So, you know what? The only way I can save this legitimately is if I restart the run. Because this game has different level scaling and AI smartness. And I forgot to set those back. So, we're doing this again.
All right.
Fortunately, now I know exactly what's going to happen. I do need to go back to the town hall, though, to get those things. So, all I'm going to say, one, I'm going to be overestimated. I'm very sorry about that. But more importantly,
we reset it. We reset the timer, so as far as we know, we're like 30 seconds in. It's fine.
More importantly, I need the monster Charlequin to be very, very nice to me. I have a bitter rivalry with this thing. It's a little like pink and white with the gold starry eyes, a little clown that chases you around in the overworld. It's a menace. And why it's a menace is because the way it works in the overworld is it will constantly try to walk up to you as frequently as possible. So it's not that big of an issue in the Witch House or in Cosmic Zone, which is the third area, but in Fun World, I think it's called, which is the least fun area, Charlequin is a force to be reckoned with because all of the platforms are incredibly narrow that have huge drop-offs. It's not a good time when there's an army of Charlequins trying to force encounters with you and you don't want to go into the encounters because that's slow. Also a reason why they're so frightening to deal with in Fun World is, so in battles you always have two monsters. It's not guaranteed that there will always be two monsters that you're facing in a wild encounter. But one of the monsters that can show up as a secondary in encounters in Fun World is called Arcid. I hate that thing for a long list of reasons, but in a speedrun setting, I hate it because it is the fastest monster in the game. Meaning, if you run into a very unfortunate wild encounter with an Arcid, you're stuck in that encounter and have to play it out. Or get absurdly lucky with a fleet, which I would not bank on. That right there was a Charlequin back in the corner. Fortunately, it did not decide to aggro me because getting around it and getting over that sofa would have been really difficult. I'm going to just make sure that I have everything in order that I need. Like that. The Charlequin tried to get in between me and the Scarlet Teeth. Alright, so now Scarlet Teeth shouldn't survive this turn. I should have picked up on what was wrong off of this encounter, and I feel like a fool for not. But we're rolling with it.
It's all good.
So, I think something else that should be mentioned, I was originally, when I had the thought of wanting to run this category, I was originally not going to be running effectively a Trifinx main run. So Trifinx is normally not, one, that color palette, and two, not normally an astral type. The sort of like dark gray is usually more of like a silver, and it's usually a metal type. The reason why it's an astral type and has a different color palette is this game's version of effectively shiny Pokemon are called bootleg monsters. And there are different color palettes for all, I think it's 14 different types in the game. And one really cool thing that I, as someone who loves shiny hunting and bootleg hunting and all that, one thing that I think is very, very cool is there is a house in the main town that on every seed, if you go to that house and talk to the NPC in the house, you will receive a random bootleg tape. Random monster, random type. The only restriction, I believe, is it cannot be, the bootleg tape that you receive cannot be one of the monsters that gives you an overworld ability. And it just so happens that this seed had an astral type Allseer, which is the base form of Trifinx, and I tried to do something very cheeky. I did not know Apocalypse could show up here. Fortunately, it looks like it should be fast. It's not. So that isn't really that big of a deal. Also, this looks like pretty good cycle on these books. Jump over, nice. This is, in my opinion, the scariest area in terms of the platforming, the library specifically. So, fortunately, it's the area that I have the most practice in because of runs getting reset here. But it's gotten to a point where I don't really fear the library anymore. So now, this fight is going to look a whole lot more normal.
What? We've never been here before. What are you talking about? This is the first time.
Yeah, totally. Same deal as the first attempt. Latte, Trifinx, first 3 turns, switch to Ramtasm, Galactic Beatdown, and then I'm going to actually... ideally, what will happen is actually Ramtasm will get KO'd, and then Cat 5 will come back in and use Charge. So, something else about specific monsters is, I mentioned how there were, like, monsters that are effectively the starters with Bansheep and Candevil. In my opinion, there are more, because each partner/companion character has their own monster that is, like, it's fixed what monster they have every single time. Meredith starts with Catelli, which ends up remastering into Cat 5. You get it with Charge, and in my opinion, that is very busted because you can get Meredith as a companion very early. Charge is a 2-action point move that hits like a train, and you can get her almost immediately. So now the Gear Shear is going to hit Ramtasm, KO, won't KO my player character Amy Rose. Cat 5 will come in, Charge, Shooting Star, and that will be the fight. I should specify the main reason why I actually needed to start from the beginning with the correct settings is because, for one thing, I don't know how it actually worked in trading blows. I don't know if it counted the boss being defeated or not. But more importantly, whenever both... okay, to back it up a little bit, each character has 2 HP bars. There's the green HP bar, which is the monster's HP, and then the red HP bar, which is the actual, like, character's HP. If both characters get fully KO'd, you lose, some of your items in your inventory. There is an item that I have to be able to get for the final boss fight, and if I end up having to flee a fight, or if I get fully KO'd in a fight, I don't have enough of the resource that I need to buy that item. That item is the Pear Fusili. It instantly fully charges the fusion meter. You were supposed to fall off the edge there, Charlotte. I'm very mad at you for not doing that. The final boss fight, I need to be able to fuse right off, not right off the bat, because I actually am going to need to do a little bit of a setup, because of the way the fight on this seed works. The Pear Fusili costs 1,000 wheat, which is quite a bit. And the way I've routed this run, at least on this save out, is I have just enough wheat to get another batch of 3 Candice Lattes for the 3rd engine fight, and the Pear Fusili for the final boss of the DLC. And you know what, I'm gonna just crash into that, Charloquin. Taking the gamble of there possibly being the Arcade, just because there was... I was probably going... Okay, really? There was probably no way I was going to get around the first one. The second one didn't even aggro me. I just got a very unlucky read. So, oh yeah, these little blue blocks are electromagnetic blocks. They can be used for a few things. One, these electro switches. You have to drop the electro block on those switches to get those to activate, unlike those. Also, you can do fun things like this. Well, you can also fall in the hole with them. Don't worry, we'll get another go at electro block shenanigans in the next area. But the monster Boltham, when you record one, you get the electromagnetism ability. And that lets you, for one thing, they're sort of like those electromagnetic blocks hanging from poles at various places around the main game that you can sort of magnetize yourself up to. But then there are those blocks that are just laying around, and if you activate your electromagnetism ability near them, then... Really, I walked into a capacitor and now I have to deal with an arcade. That's unfortunate. Whenever you use the magnetism ability within a certain range of the block, it will magnetize the block towards you. And if you're standing on top of the block, it will still try to magnetize the block towards you, which would be up. So with some shenanigans, you can jump on top of the block, magnetize the block, and effectively fly. It's very finicky to get to work right. But there's a location in the main game called Mount Whirl that is, as the name implies, it is a gigantic mountain, and you can literally just fly all the way up the mountain using that ability. It's great. But now we are into the second boss fight, Infernal Engine Rose. Rose is a glitter type, and glitter is super, super cool. If a glitter type gets hit by a move, it will change its own type to the type of the move it gets hit by.
Oh, that's cool.
And if a glitter type hits a monster that's not a glitter type, it'll change that monster's type into a glitter type. So, because I use Wonderful 7, that's an astral type move, it changes Rose to an astral type, which is... It's not really that important of a type matchup thing for this fight, but it will be for the next one. If an astral type gets hit by an astral type move, it will receive the AP boost status condition, which effectively means at the start of every turn while that status condition is active, instead of gaining 2 more action points, that monster will gain 3. And in the case of a fusion, instead of gaining 4 action points, since it's both monsters together, it'll gain 5. Which is really not important for the fight against Rose, but it will be against the third engine Raven. So now, I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say I'm coming up to my least favorite part of the run. And it's utterly ridiculous. It is opening this chest.
What?
Because there's an electro switch inside this whatever it is. That worked wildly well. What the game at the surface is the ceiling of that building is really low. So normally it's really, really difficult to actually get the block to drop right. And it usually just takes way longer than that. I don't know if I've ever seen it work that well. But now I am going to buy Alright, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of improvising in Raven, because looks like I got some bad RNG on a wheat drop. I'm really glad that I decided to look at my total amount of wheat before buying the lattes, because I would have been in a bit of a pickle. So now we're going to go fail a safety inspection.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sure that that's
Yeah.
perfectly safe.
Yeah, I don't think Osh will be approving that.
Okay, wow, a lot of the platforming has been going abnormally smoothly in the really janky areas. Actually getting up onto the sort of like terminal and then on the huge metal column to actually get over to Cosmic Zone usually is deceptively difficult. Because of how oddly shaped the geometry of both surfaces that you're trying to jump onto are. And now, one way or another, we get to see the electro block movement cheese in action, because normally you have to go all the way to the right and then up and then all the way back left. But if you use the magnet block there, you can literally skip like 75 to 80% of the movement to this area.
Nice.
Also, fortunately, I don't have to worry about any more chests other than the ones that have the lunar key, which I already used, the solar key, and the engine room key. Because there are no more attraction passes to get. There is a monster that you can unlock if you get every single prize ticket on the pier, and also you have to beat the final boss of the pier as well. There's a little sneak peek of that monster actually in the storage shed that I was talking about how awful dropping the electro block on the button was. But there's a huge gate in the center of that shed, and behind that is a monster called Umbrella that is a absolute menace. It's an umbrella that kind of likes to cheat. I made the mistake one time of trying to do a Umbrella percent pier speedrun. I got all the way there, and then that thing just absolutely deleted me.
No.
So, I'll go back to trying to learn how to tame that monster some other time. But another huge skip, another room where the game sort of wants you to go like all the way to the right and then up and then all the way back left. But fortunately, the jump-in vine ball lets you just climb up that platform. And even though the vine ball does have an upper limit of how high you can climb per use, that sort of ledge is not tall enough. Also, I really do not appreciate the Allseer and Charlequin being
Just right there.
angry at me. Go away, thank you.
Nice.
Alright, so this shouldn't actually be that big a deal not having one of the Bandai's lattes, because, as I mentioned earlier, Raven is, well, I don't think I actually mentioned that Raven's an astral type, but the AP boost thingy from an astral type hitting an astral type is going to come in handy big time here. Because this specific bootleg Trifinx is an astral type. So I am going to latte again, and then it actually won't matter. that I don't have a latte for the next Wonderful 7. It will unfortunately throw off my 4th Wonderful 7, but that's honestly not that big a deal. At that point, honestly, the fight is almost over. No, I switched to Ramtasm here. The thing about Ramtasm is it's got that move that I used earlier, Galactic Beatdown. Much like Wonderful 7, it's a base power 90, which is very, very strong. But also, it cannot be avoided. Actually, I think it's base power 80. But still, regardless, it can't be avoided. That's not that big of a deal for this specific run. It definitely helps in some of the fights against, like, the ranger captains in the base game. There are a few that sort of like their whole thing is stacking either evasion up on themselves or lowering your accuracy, and Galactic Beatdown literally negates all of that, and it's great. Also, even though the engines have been using Gear Shear as sort of an ultimate move, unlike the sort of other, in quotation marks, Archangel fights, Gear Shear is not unique to them. There are just regular monsters that can learn Gear Shear. It takes the maximum amount of AP, I think it's 10, multi-hit move, base power 50, I think, per hit, and can hit up to like 5 times, which is really, really strong. I'm going to actually not heal here because I need to... Actually, yes, I will. I have that. That can work.
Yeah.
There we go. Now, so one thing you may have noticed, unlike after the other 2 engine fights, Gwen did not show up. So we're gonna talk to Gwen, and she's going to reveal that the engines she created and were originally humans that she lured to the pier. Also, she is not human herself. She is an archangel, and a very powerful one at that. She just sort of hangs out in that form because she says that she likes humans a lot. Her real form looks a little something like this.
Oh.
So, Archangel Guinevere, Ring Mistress of Illusion. This fight is absolutely menacing if you don't do, at least for a speedrun setting, if you don't use taunt quite a bit. Reason for that is taunt instantly inflicts the Berserk status effect. And she has a few moves that are really problematic to deal with that don't actually deal damage. One of them's Be Random, randomly selects just a move to use. The other's Clown for Help. When she uses that, she summons 2 Charlequins to the field. That's not that threatening for actually winning the fight. What it is threatening for is the timer. Also, I need to use Taunt here. I'm looking very thoroughly at my notes. Because you make one mistake in this fight, you lose like 2.5 minutes. It can just spiral out of control that quickly.
Totally
now I need to Elemental Wall because her AP is full. Which means she's going to ult, use Topsy Turvy. Pretty strong move. When you get hit by it, bad things happen. You get confused. When you're confused, you don't always use the move that you want to use. Very unfortunate thing here, she's going to use Neutralize, get rid of the Berserk. I say that's very unfortunate because, 1, that means I have to taunt now. 2, the Wonderful 7 right before that inflicts Berserk. Very unfortunate timing. But I'm going to just heal and then Wonderful 7, Elemental Wall, Wonderful 7, and that should be the fight. So, real quick, I want to just give a few shout-outs. Huge shout-outs to Bitten Studio for making not only this game, but also another game called Lena's Inception. I speedrun that game a lot as well, and both games are genuinely two of the best games I have ever played. They are so good, and I could not recommend them enough for anyone looking to pick up a cool new indie game to play. Shoutouts also to the Cassette Beasts and Lena's Inception speedrunning communities. Really cool groups of people. Shoutouts to GDQ and Asuka for having me on tonight to play this run. Time is not yet. Time is going to be after I menu past a large green bar that goes all the way across the screen, pretty much saying that the the quest line for the DLC is done. And time.
GG's.
Well, that was a roller coaster.
It was awesome, though.
Last shout-outs to all my friends over at Fast Pace Events, FPE. Love the homies over there. Shameless plug, you can find me on Twitch, YouTube, and Blue Sky at Maple Snow Girl. This is one of my many speed games, but I've also been streaming a lot of a casual playthrough that may or may not have contributed heavily to the mishap at the start of the run. But yeah, once again, thanks so much to GDQ for having me on yet again. It's always such a blast.
Of course, and I want to give GG's and shout out and love one more time to Maple Snow Girl for that super cool run of Cassette Beasts. We are going to be right back, and when we do come, hello again, friends, and welcome back to the second half of Express Lane. We're just showing some really awesome runs that I absolutely love, and this one is definitely no exception to that. It is Dark Souls Remastered Glitchless by Medic. So hello, friend. How are you?
Hello. I am doing really well. Thank you so much for having me today. We'll be playing Dark Souls Remastered. I am Medic. I go by Carson as well. You can see my tag is Get in the Carson within the speedrunning community, and a lot of my in-game names I use Medic. And then today commentating will be QQ. If you wanted to say hello, Q.
Hi, I'm QQ. I also run this game. I'm going to be commentating for Medic, so during some of the more difficult parts, hopefully I'll be able to explain some stuff while he focuses, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, we will start with character selection here. We'll go ahead and name our character. For the sex, we always choose male. There is a reason for that. We will address that a little bit later. The game is unfortunately sexist. For the starting class, we'll be looking at Hunter. We'll talk about that as well. We're definitely taking the Master Key, and the rest of these options are just, they don't matter. They're irrelevant. So we will get started here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. And so the reason that we start this Hunter class here is because it has the best stats for the main weapon that we are going to be using in the run, and that is the Black Knight Halberd. And we also have access to the short bow early on, which we very much need.
Mm-hmm. The Hunter's starting equipment and stats are just really advantageous for this specific route because we're not able to do a lot of fancy glitches. This is glitchless after all. We kind of need to take advantage of everything that we have right at the start of the game. So the stats, the short bow, everything just really come into play. But this is glitchless. So no glitches, no duping, no funny moveset swaps or anything. Just good old-fashioned Black Knight Halberd bashing.
I'll just say that it's already been clocked in chat, but I am already jealous of your widescreen.
Oh,
Just gonna throw it out there.
thank you so much. Yeah. It is all I am used to anymore. I will never go back.
Yeah, the initially when he was first submitting, I remember seeing a bunch of his runs, and I'm like, God, his screen is so wide. And then I ended up getting ultra wide as well.
So this start for this run is pretty interesting. A lot of like the main categories in Dark Souls Remastered, you will see using the Thief class, and you kill the Asylum Demon much differently. Oops, I'm gonna get stuck here on this hollow. We'll get out though.
Yeah. They can be really annoying. Not too bad though. They can just like completely block you off earlier. A lot of resets happen in Asylum. It doesn't really matter a ton in the marathon context, but
So we got really bad RNG.
if you want a
here.
really good time, yeah.
We're hanging in there. All right.
Nice.
So that initial jump up from the Asylum Demon was not optimal. He did fast attack me. But we are still moving.
Yeah, the boss isn't hard, but getting like a really fast fight and a really fast Asylum in general is very RNG heavy. And if you're going for a world record in these runs, you kind of have to reset a lot in the Asylum if you want a super fast early game. But we don't really need that in this showcase.
Yeah, that is correct. So after Asylum here, we're just going to pick up some fire bombs, and we'll stop at the well here for humanity. We are going to need both of these in the run. And coming up on this elevator, I am going to pop one humanity. That normally does help with the Black Knight Halberd drop chance, but today we are using a tool that's going to guarantee the drop. It's called Drop Mod. But for muscle memory's sake, we will go ahead and still use that humanity here.
And Drop Mod is actually a completely like legal leaderboard on the actual leaderboards. Like we have a dedicated sub like category for like modified drop rates of different weapons. Like there's a huge list on every quit out and loading screen that shows all the affected weapons that we currently have. So we are currently using that. If anyone's concerned, like, wow, he got so lucky and got the Black Knight Halberd, or the or the Gargoyle Halberd.
Yeah, so this route is pretty unique as well because we run through New Londo here to start, and that is because we want to go ahead and kill a very key NPC here that drops the key to the seal, which will drain this entire area that we need for late game. So far we have navigated these ghosts really well. They can sometimes get you pretty good and sometimes lead to a reset. So we will quit out here. This de-aggroes the ghost, and then we can start chipping away at Ingrid. And maybe QQ, you could talk about sprinting Ingrid and how impactful that is.
Yeah, so we actually, the reason why we picked up the firebombs was for exactly this. We mainly kill him with these firebombs, but my cat is currently in front of the monitor, so I can't see him. Oh, he's sprinting, sick.
He is sprinting,
okay,
yes.
So he's sprinting right now, which means that when a character, like a player character or an enemy character is sprinting, they actually take counter damage. So right there, every bomb was doing 117 damage, which is much more than as opposed to if he was standing still or just walking. So it actually saves a couple arrows, which ends up saving like 10 seconds-ish, like optimally. So that was very lucky. Sometimes if someone wants like a really, really, really fast early game, they'll just reset over and over again for Springward. So getting that in the marathon run was actually pretty cool.
Nice.
Because it's not that common, unfortunately.
Yeah, it does save close to 10 seconds if you get that, so it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we healed early. Did that for these exact purposes. Sometimes the lightning can catch you on the ladder.
These
so
drakes
he'll
can
get at the
be
top.
something.
This is also a very reset heavy area.
It's very nice. Yeah, there's a little like slope where you can sometimes just guaranteed get a hard fall right there, and then the drakes will just, because you're locked in the fall animation, the drakes will just obliterate you with their lightning. So thankfully he got past that all set.
Yes, thankfully we did get through. So we're going to go ahead and equip some key items for the run. One of those is what we just picked up, Red Tearstone Ring, which increases our damage a lot in this run. The only drawback is we have to be very low health in order to utilize it. So we will take this bonfire here. Normally in like a world record run, we would not go for that bonfire, but we're gonna do it for safety purposes. And pick up this grass crest shield.
Yeah, so this quit out right here is actually something that we would do in the run. It is actually a pretty good manipulation for exactly something like this. Ideally, he just runs off and just you get the drop after he dies to fall damage, but it also puts him in a place where you can backstab him off super consistently. So
I mean, during this section, we're gonna come up here and kill a very key enemy, if you even want to call it an enemy. It drops some rare material. We need to upgrade the Black Knight Halberd. But if QQ, you could talk about why the male character is choose for these speedruns.
Ah, yeah.
So, if you've noticed, Medix appears to be just toggling randomly between his sword or his shield or his bow, like just spamming the left and right slots. Actually, what that is when you start sprinting, if you cancel your upper body animation, your character starts accelerating a little bit faster. And male characters in particular actually start decelerating a little bit slower than females. So if you... It's essentially just faster to be a male in this game, which is a little bit unfortunate, just because we can eliminate the difference of the start of the animation. So females just decelerate way faster and lose speed, as opposed to males, which just end up being a couple frames faster every time that you start sprinting. So it's not going to save a ton of time to pick male versus female, but over the course of like an hour-long run, it might be like 4 seconds or something, which I mean can add up.
Was that like that in the original Dark Souls or just remastered?
That was also like that in the original Dark Souls.
No kidding.
So yeah, I'm not sure if it was a thing in Demon Souls as well, like the canceling of the upper body animation, but with pretty much all of that, this game has so many differences between male and female. It's actually crazy. There's a really good video by Catalyst on YouTube. If you want to go watch it after this whole showcase is over, feel free. But this game is crazy. So, nice.
So normally we would just gun it through this hallway here. I'm going to use a quit out here and hope that the safety strat I've put together is going to work in a live setting. This is supposed to make this section a little bit more consistent, which it has. So
yes, nice. Very good. Hollow room can be kind of annoying. All those hollows. I think there's like 9 of them or something that just all want you, and also the channeler. It's so chaotic and so random. And I mean, we're in Red Tearstone Ring range, so we'll die if we get hit.
A question, chat. Is the female hitbox a little smaller, or is that about the same?
The female and male hitboxes are completely the same, even if you pick like very large stature. So like you make your character as big as possible or as skinny as possible. This is a little
sketch.
Monka, oh my gosh. Well played. Good job.
Nice.
Yeah, that was very good. Very good. Yeah, this is a very... This is a fight that can go out of hand very easily, so that was very well played by him. Didn't really mention it at the time, but it's really cool that this route actually uses the gargoyle's own tail to kill the boss. Like, you just swap to it at the very beginning of the fight. It's awesome.
Yeah, the first time that I saw that when I started running this route, I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
I did too. And then I actually ran it, and I dreaded running it.
So now we're going to double drop back down these ladders, and we'll get RTSR while we're doing it. We're going to buy the homeward bones we need for the route. And we're going to kill Oswald here. And that's for some
the entire time. No, sorry. The entire time that, like, you're killing him, he's just forgiving you, and then he's just like, oh.
All right, so now we're going to move on to Quelaag. We needed to kill him for his humanity. We need humanity in this run to open up a shortcut way later, and then also for the much needed souls. So,
aside from the one humanity that we currently have on our screen right now, having proper humanity count is actually really crucial to this routing. Much later on, you'll see at the end of the route, we actually do need like 30 humanity to actually progress a little bit faster in one of the areas. So you'll see that later on. But
every time I see one of those jumps, I immediately am like,
yeah, we know how much fall damage we'll take. It's usually we do.
everything's calculated until it isn't.
Yeah.
there's always that one little pebble that said bet.
Yep, exactly. Sometimes the game just decides to do a little bit more fall damage and just instantly kill you.
Yeah.
All right, so what we did there is we just knocked off the NPC Lotric off the ledge, and we have to quit out when that happens in order to obtain his loot. And that will give us the Ring of Favor and Protection, which boosts our stats quite a bit here.
Yeah. It also makes it so that he doesn't get rid of the Firelink bonfire, which is really important for avoiding some extra warps. But
very important. And this next skip coming up, if executed properly, is going to look like it's not glitchless, but Q can probably shed some light on why it is allowed in these runs.
Yeah, this looks really insane. Every time that I see it, I have to kind of remind myself that it is glitchless, but it is glitchless. What we're doing up here, you'll see in a sec, we're abusing the fact that during, while our character is sliding down a slope, we're actually able to still execute a roll, and we can chain those rolls so that we land even though we're falling super far and just avoid the fall damage completely with the iframes of the roll. In that specific instance, he was aimed down sight with the bow, so you couldn't really see it, but we were sliding down the slope the entire time. And it just allows you to skip all through, like, all of the platforming completely in Blighttown, which is a really cool recent discovery. Well, I call it recent, but it's a couple of years old at this point. A lot of stuff is found like by the community, and like we all just kind of piece stuff together, like as a group. I'm not sure who exactly found that one, but it saved like, I think it's like 30 seconds over the old method. So like in both the times that you go to like Quelaag and Lost Eyes.
It's a little safe because we lost the stagger at the start there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. Quelaag can give you some bad openings. So, yeah. What he's trying to do here is actually hit the human upper body of Quelaag because that does more damage and staggers her. And you can actually get her into a little stagger loop. It is a little bit precise, so missing it isn't the end of the world. So thankfully, he did get through it.
Yeah, small execution error there, but she never turned to expose her torso, so I couldn't really start the stagger.
Meanwhile, I'm going, how many times did I die to her?
Yes.
She has so much more HP than like every other boss other than like Gaping Dragon up to that point. Like it's crazy.
So unfortunately here, after getting everything we need from Andre, we're not going to buy his crest, so we do have to kill him for it.
You're just robbing this man.
Yep.
He's just doing honest work, man.
Yeah, he's just a blacksmith.
It's probably the saddest part of this run. I don't feel so bad for Oswald, but Andre
or Sif
definitely
coming up.
Yeah. So this is another long running section. We set RTSR up early. Now we're just making our way to Sif.
You're doing some running. I just want to... Nope. Sorry.
Yeah, go right ahead. Yep.
Yeah. But while you're doing some running, I just want to remind everybody that a little marathon called Awesome Games Done Quick 2026 is going to be live. It's going to be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania from January 4th to the 10th. So if you'd like to help out by volunteering for the event, make sure you get that application in no later than October 5th. And if you'd like to attend, registration is open right now. Yes, right now. So be sure to register if you want to experience the event in person, which I can tell you from experience is super cool. Also, we're doing something new this year where we're giving a foil badge upgrade. You can do that as late as November 1st. So after Express Lane, y'all are stuck with us till the very end. After Express Lane, head to gdq.gg for more info on that, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, I'm excited. I submitted a couple days ago, so fingers crossed.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I plan on, if I do get in, I'm going to wear armor on stream, so...
Oh, yes! That would be a cool, incentive.
That is very cool. I love that. And so in this section, it's pretty important. In live runs, you would just kind of full send Sif no matter what. But we try to get the highest health possible while still having RTSR. Because Sif can be pretty unpredictable, especially in glitchless. And any nudge from her little paws when she jumps away, it does damage to you. So she can kind of whittle you away if she goes crazy and doesn't stop jumping.
Yeah.
I could have punished that.
Yeah. Pretty decent so far. Nice. Okay, Sif was good.
Take that, yes.
Very good. Very nice. Yeah, unfortunately, so Sif was very well behaved right there, but a lot of times in runs, she's not. So a lot of speedrunners don't actually like Sif that much, even though Sif is a very popular boss in this game. There's been so many times where I've been on a decent pace and then she just decides to jump like 18 times in a row away from me.
That is usually how it goes sometimes. I think one of my last PBs, I lost 25 seconds to Sif, so...
God. Yeah. Right now, we're just going through Sense Fortress. It's a very... These are all predetermined cycles. As soon as you reach a very specific point, while Sens is loading in, all the blades actually load in at the exact same time, and runners know where all the blade cycles actually begin and how they're timed. So it's kind of a very relaxed segment as long as you're not going for like the fastest possible cycle that you could. Like there's technically also this like little strat right here. Instead of doing a quit out, you could shift your hitbox a specific way to have the boulder just breeze right by you. but if you fail it, you kind of have the risk of maybe dying. So we're not going to do that here. But aside from that, Sense Fortress and kind of also Inner Londo are just places where runners usually have a space to breathe a little bit, kind of just relax, even though we are running through a very trap-infested place in the game. So it's actually pretty cozy sometimes.
Once you get used to it.
So you say that as there's axes, waving signs, like, oh, it's cozy.
Yeah, it's cozy. This one has a little blood on it, you know? It's just swinging by.
Just getting a haircut, that's all.
I don't know if you remember your first playthrough, Q, but my first time coming up to the top of Sins and hearing that bomb.
Oh, I turned around.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going up there yet. And so this NPC up ahead, he does have a nickname within the community, and that is Bob. Bob can sometimes be a gentleman and not be in the doorway. Most of the time he is in the doorway blocking you.
I did a showcase on Sunday, and I actually got a gentleman Bob, which has not happened to me in like a year, which is kind of crazy.
During a showcase as well? That's awesome.
Very nice. He just popped up in the air right there for a little bit.
He did. He's hanging out. So Iron Golem, for those who don't know, if you do enough damage below the knee, he will stagger. And if you stagger him in the right position, pretty much when he's perpendicular to the bridge, he will fall off the bridge on the next below the knee. So I think Q knows the exact damage amounts.
Yeah. So if you deal an initial 400 damage below the knee, he'll enter his first stagger animation. And then if you do another 200 damage below the knee again, he'll fall over. And in the remaster, this isn't like mainly a thing in Prepare to Die edition, but he has a tendency to kind of just like skyrocket into the air for a second and then fall down, which is kind of what we just saw a little bit ago. But there's this kind of really funny interaction where he falls over but gets stuck in the air. Like he's just like sitting down like 20 feet up in the air and then just gets back up. It's really stupid. Jeez. And it's a very specific angle that you need to do, but 60 FPS. These games, all FromSoft games pretty much have their frame rate tied to, well, their physics tied to the frame rate. And Dark Souls 1 was designed to be a 30 FPS game, and when they switched it to 60 FPS for the remaster, some things got a little bit skewed. I'd say overall it's a pretty good change. Not everyone likes looking at 30 FPS games, but sometimes some little hiccups can happen if you don't fully retune a game. That was good Namor Rafters, by the way. Very good.
I'm happy I hit that. Pain and Guardian scared me a little bit. Jump.
It's just walking slowly at you menacingly. Nice fiber jump. Going for everything right now. Nice.
Perfect. No dagger either. We're good.
Very nice. Yeah, that first part with all the Guardians is actually... We didn't really emphasize it, but it can be a little bit stressful, especially on that first ladder. The initial Painting Guardian can actually just throw a throwing knife at you, which allows the other Painting Guardian to also throw a throwing knife at you, which just kills you. So thankfully that didn't happen. And it's also one of the reasons why we grabbed that safety bonfire a little bit ago. But I'm actually going to be quiet right here so that he has audio cues for these archers, because this segment can be a little bit tricky. Nice. Very good.
All right, we are in the clear.
Wow.
Thank you for the silence there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as soon as I stopped talking, I heard the imp throw the thing behind you. I was just like, I'm glad I stopped talking.
So we'll also take this other safety bonfire here, just in case, because we have a tough boss coming up, and that is Ornstein and Smo, better known as ONS. And so in case anything happens, we won't respawn too far away. But we will set up our TSR here and head to the boss fight.
Yep. And for this boss, ideally, we get one specific opener, but they kind of can do 3 things at the very start. And if things go to plan, the beginning of the fight is kind of scripted, but it's Ornstein and Smo. It's a pretty infamous fight that's very influential, sadly, even though it's kind of not the best fight for speedruns. Right now we're getting a triple hop, which is not ideal, but I think we should
Now we're
be.
okay.
Oh, dang.
We're not okay. We're not okay.
We're not okay. It's okay. We have the safety bonfire right there. That triple hop, that is unfortunately not that uncommon to do, and he's pretty much invincible during the entire thing.
Oh, jeez.
So ideally he just stands still and just lets you wail on him and begins the second half of the fight. But it's okay. We can just redo this.
So I'm just going to heal here, and we're going to reset this. It's my toggle made the aggro a bit weird there.
Yeah, you want a specific set of attacks from this guy to actually set up Red Tear Stone Ring. Nice.
Oh, come in, chat. This is starting to look like something I could do, and then in parentheses, die repeatedly to ONS. Big mood right there.
That's the only. We just wanted to be relatable to the audience. You know, we had to showcase one death.
Yeah.
All right. Normally we would in a glitchless speedrun, but with this marathon routing, we actually won't take a specific intended death. Normally after Ornstein and Smo, you actually die intentionally to trigger a death warp, but we're not going to do that here.
And
So we still felt the need.
which is unfortunate.
This is the other bad opener.
We're just going to play it.
Yeah.
And we are
So good boy, Smo. Oh, you did so good. You sat over there all politely.
So he might shovel here, so I'm going to keep my distance. Yep.
Awesome strafe.
Well
Nice.
done.
Well done.
I was not expecting a lightning opener today.
Yeah,
I will tell you that
that is
much.
rare, and it's so scuffed. You have to improvise so much for that.
I don't know, for that being scuffed, you made that look so clean.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you very
mean,
much.
he is the record holder for this, so.
This is true.
So normally, yeah, after getting the Lord Vessel here, we would have an intentional death. But since we took a safety bonfire, we don't need to do that. That intentional death just respawns us back at that bonfire that we missed. And it's something called Death Warp.
Yeah, after you die when Enerlando is dark, like if Guinevere is dead, no matter where you die or Homeward Bone from in Enerlando, it just kind of sends you back to the first Enerlando bonfire. Like you would specifically notice this in like an all bosses route. If you were to Homeward Bone right after leaving the painting of Ariamis. But in this context, it would actually allow runners to skip having to grab that initial bonfire right there and just death warp and get that bonfire for free. So we grabbed it anyway for safety, but it is a cool mechanic that is in this game. We don't really know why it works that way, or at least I don't think that we do. But it does work that way, and it's kind of goofy, but it works, and it's cool, and it's fast.
It's very fast, yeah. Until you have too much health and you can't
Yeah,
legend
and
die
then you
after.
don't die.
Yeah. So right here, we're just gonna get
What?
past these boars. They can be a little scary.
And right up here, we're actually going to do a pretty big skip that's been around for a long time. I'm sure if you're familiar with Dark Souls speedruns, you've heard of it, or at least heard of rumors of it, but we're going to do Duke Skip, which essentially skips the entire prison segment and saves about 3 minutes, which is a pretty big chunk of time. So, and it's not a glitch. It's just like you get on top of a specific railing and just do a little bit of parkour to land on another railing. And it's just very cool how the game actually how they actually developed this area that allows us to just bypass all of this. So he's going to do a very specific bow setup here. I believe you're the only person who does it this exact way, but there's a ton of different methods to do it with the bow that are available right now. But I'll let your gameplay speak for itself right here. That's an awesome fully buffered setup.
What?
I love that. Yeah. So
It does make it very cozy being fully standardized, so.
yeah. Yeah, he aims at a very specific spot, rolls 3 times, and then as soon as he lands on the railing, he just shoots 2 arrows and just immediately can do a roll off of one of the arrow shots and just lands on the thing without timing anything. And it's super cool, super consistent, as long as you practice it a little bit. So remember to heal, by the way.
Yes, thank you. I've been running a different category called No Wrong Warp, and you don't heal after coming into this section. And in practice, I forgot to heal quite a few times. So it led to some unfortunate deaths. We're gonna go ahead and heal right here. And this next drop has quite the name.
Yeah.
We're gonna set up our TSR, and it is called Manly Drop.
Yeah.
You can put this not so manly, because I died. So, on this section, this is where we'll, that's some entertainment right there.
Drop jump scare.
What's the time right now?
Just over 33.
Yeah, so it's all right. I prepared for this. I had a perfect roll there, so I didn't get a jump. I got a roll because I was blocking coming up to that segment. So we were here.
Okay. Yeah, it is a very long run back.
It's a very long run back to get here. So I won't block, but this skip right here is called Manly Drop. And QQ can speak to its naming convention.
Yeah, so the reason why it's called Manly Drop is because for a while, people used a very slightly further on drop location called Kitty Drop. The name came about after Manly Drop. And they did that, like they called it Manly Drop because the original setup was kind of very bad. And you had to like walk off at a very specific angle, and it was a lot riskier. It didn't really save that much time, so it's just kind of like you're a coward if you don't go for this exact thing. But we have a slightly better setup now. Unfortunately, you can still miss it, but the naming convention was just a little bit silly. So
hopefully I don't get a clam in the arena here.
yeah. Don't even look at the crystal, just shoot it blind. He's so good at the game.
And I hear a clam, so it's going to be unfortunate.
Yeah. We hate clams.
I mean, same.
So he's going to melee attack here. We're going to see what he does next. This isn't quite scripted.
Yeah, if you get a clam in the arena, the fight just gets a little bit more scuffed just because the clams can just like walk right past Seath and just interrupt you and just kill you because we're at such low HP. And thankfully we were able to back that up. So
I haven't fought Seath proper in a very long time, so
yeah, we don't typically do that. You usually just kill them after the first like 1 or 2 breath cycles, but clams don't really allow for that. And normally we do pathing that can help prevent it, but they can always just slip by and just come into the arena regardless. Like, they just don't care that there's a fog gate in their way. They don't care about your privacy. They just want to come in and be annoying.
And Seethe, unfortunately, is a very annoying boss to have to reset, because if you quit out too close to the fog gate, or if you quit out while in the middle of the fight, Seethe will be backwards upon entry.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a couple bosses in the game that behave differently when you load in, like, near their boss fog, as opposed to, like, really, really far away. Earlier on in the run, you actually saw that with Sif. When we loaded in after we quit out at the door, Sif was facing the other way. Like, they were facing as if you were just entering through the fog gate. And a lot of different bosses do that. Like, Ornstein Smo behaves very slightly differently. Quelaag, Seethe is probably one of the bigger ones as well. So retrying that fight is really annoying, and is actually pretty dangerous. I think it's like as dangerous as just dealing with a clam in there. So we didn't really have that option.
And we're going to take the safety bonfire here on our way down to Pinwheel. And this next skip can get pretty interesting. It is a bit of a coin flip right here, so we will see what happens.
Yeah, hence the safety bonfire. Nice.
And we're good.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah, that was another instance, a couple instances of slope rolls, which you saw earlier in Blighttown. There's actually a bunch of invisible slopes all over the arena there, like at the very beginning of Catacombs, that you can just slide down and roll. So no glitches, no shenanigans going on here, even though it looks completely insane.
And I don't trust myself against Pinwheel without RTSR, so we're going to heal up beforehand. All right.
Every experienced runner of this game has died at least once to Pinwheel. So.
All right. Yeah, the easiest, hardest boss there is.
Just teleports behind you and obliterates you with a giant fireball.
So now we're going to follow some lights and some eyes. We're going to take another safety bonfire right down here. Because the safest strat with Nito is to take stone armor. But we will be doing Nito with RTSR, and it's a bit different of a setup. And were you going to say something, Q? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say that Tomb of the Giants, I mean, if you, on your first playthrough, you probably didn't know where you're going, but for speedrunners, it's mainly just like 2 or 3 straight lines. Well, not 2 or 3, but like maybe 4 or 5 straight lines that you just have to take. So we usually know how to avoid it. Right now, he's doing a little fog gate skip, which actually is a little bit faster. It saves about, I think it's like 5 to 7 seconds just to skip that one fog gate right there. And it is also a good RTSR setup because we take a very slightly different amount of fall damage. So
I took extra fall damage here. I don't know if you saw that. I was only on 2 bars.
I did, yeah, because you landed twice. You did the when you did that initial quit out, you landed, so you took the fall damage twice.
Oh, I did land, huh? That's a good catch. I was wondering why it was different. So I got to think of the backup here, but it should just be, I think, a fireball non-blocked. Do you know off the top of your head, Q?
I don't know. I think it is fireball non-blocked. Just don't take counter damage.
We're gonna try not to take an arrow to the back. Yeah, that should be fine.
Nice. Yeah, all the RTSR setups and all these run-throughs are very particular. So if they go awry, if you don't know every single backup, it can be a little bit tricky, but this should be good. Yes.
So we got a scream. If we get a second one, we are going to quit out here.
Yeah.
But I think we might be okay, as long as we can hold. So we just have to worry about one skeleton.
One of them alive.
which we got. Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll have to worry about that one skeleton again. They're going to be staggered.
Nice. Very well done.
Very nice.
Yeah, that is a very intricate fight. So that was very well done. Just manage. If you think that like Ornstein Smo or gargoyles are hard because you have to manage 2 enemies, try managing 4 at once and being very concerned about like managing the big one so that he hits the 3 little ones and then your stamina as well. Because if he hits you while you're blocking the 3 little ones, then you run out of stamina and just instantly die. It's a headache. So that was very well done.
It is very much a headache, yeah. All right, so now we're going to pop some humanities. We have some dead time here on the elevator, and we need humanities for the upcoming skip. And we're going to make our way to Four Kings, which every runner still calls it Four Kings. I don't know of any run that kills all 4 kings, though.
Yeah, it's always like 1 or 2 or sometimes very rarely 3, but no run ever does 4 kings.
4 kings, but they put an asterisk by the 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, some people just like name their splits like 1 king or 2 kings. So.
And so, on that note, the goal with this upcoming fight here is to only have 2 kings.
Yeah, he's gonna do a very specific and really, honestly, super technical fight with a very specific sequence of attacks to set up the king's HP in a very specific way that he can deal overkill damage to them. Because when one of the kings dies, you can actually continue dealing damage to them to like the main boss health bar, even though one of them's dead. So he's going to initiate the fight with either a rolling attack or a jump attack. He has to do 1 properly spaced rolling attack to deal a very specific amount of damage, and then 3 subsequent jump attacks. And unlike in Elden Ring, jump attacks are not that easy to do. And right here, he is getting a little bit unlucky with you don't have Red Tear Stunnering on.
I don't have Red Tear Stunnering. It's because I didn't drop with my Black Knight Halberd. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, that's all right.
So, this might be tricky here with these ghosts. We're going to try to roll to the side and see if we can't survive. Okay.
Yeah, we're fine. I was like, oh, I'm so ready to explain that he's about to do 603 damage with this rolling attack, and then I just see 300. I'm like, oh no. I mean, that does speak testament to the power of Red Tear Stunnering. Like 360 versus 603. Like, that's crazy. But we're going to get this retry on this fight. He is going to have to reset up Red Tear Stunnering on this. Heal and block that attack right there. Nice, 603 damage with an angled rolling attack, and then 3 subsequent jump attacks. For this grab, he's going to do a circle strafe and just avoid that, and he'll just run the opposite direction. Nice. So you see right here, the health bar is exactly in the in-between spot, which means he has to do that exact sequence of attacks again to kill the second king in the same way. So hopefully it works. If he does mess something up, it's okay. We can kill 3 kings. That is allowed. But ideally, he does get it right here. Ooh,
that was a little sketch. That's right, we got him.
That was nice. That was an insane strafe. Very well done. Very well done. Insanely technical fight. Very well done. Good job.
I honestly lost count of my jump attacks there. I thought that that was for the combo. That is the only reason I went for that.
Nice. But now that we've done 3 of the lords, we have to go back to Blighttown and Lost Islith to go do the Bed of Chaos. Everyone's favorite boss, right? Right? Everyone loves Bed of Chaos.
Or something.
Crickets.
Cricket.
Even the crickets are like, nah, not worth it.
So we will have to go back down through Blighttown. We'll see that drop again that we used earlier with the bow setup. Admittedly, it looks way cooler without the bow because you kind of can see what's going on, but
Yeah.
it is way safer with the bow. So we will be keeping the bow out.
Yeah. And we're going to use all those humanities that we have gathered throughout the run. He's going to pop them a little bit later on, but we are going to use those to get to a specific rank in the Daughter of Chaos Covenant. That is going to allow us to skip 2 bosses in the run, the Demon Fire Sage and Centipede Demon. Once you reach rank 2 in the Covenant, after offering 30 humanity to the Daughter of Chaos, a giant shortcut door in Demon Ruins just opens and lets you bypass a large, super big chunk of just all of Lost Islith and Demon Ruins. And it's really cool that the remaster actually added this quality of life feature to offer as many humanity as you want at once, because in Prepare to Die Edition, the original release of the game, you had to offer humanity one at a time. So if you were to do this in an actual live run in the original release, you'd be sitting there for like 5-6 minutes just offering humanity, which is super, super slow. So thank you, Remastered.
In PDD as well, can you pop multiple humanities or do you have to pop them?
No, you have to pop each one by one. It's great.
I think your definition of great is slightly different than mine.
So now we'll go ahead and join that covenant.
He had 1 extra. That's crazy.
1 extra from the save state. And we will take this safety bonfire as well, because the next skip is pretty infamous as a run killer for anyone doing this category, and that is Ceaseless Skip.
Yep, Ceaseless Skip has been around for a long time, and it's still a mainstay in this route and a lot of remastered routes that do have to go through Lost Islith and Demon Ruins. Essentially, what he's going to be doing is, on this initial roll right here, he's going to do another slope roll, and then do a kind of specific shot to aggro the Capra Demon over here, just so he falls off and makes our lives a little bit easier. But he just did a very specific set of rolls with the bow to actually get down to the lava without taking any fall damage, and he's walking over the lava without getting hurt. How is that happening? Well, the lava actually has very specific hurt boxes. Yeah, like right there. It's okay. The lava actually has a bunch of different hitboxes that very briefly flicker over or under the terrain, and normally we're able to just go right over the lava, like in the little safe spots that even though lava is appearing there, there's no hitbox right there. But there are certain locations where there's a little bit more of a flickering state that's happening with the actual hurt box, and that specific spot where he did die is one of the spots that's a little bit more tricky. So that's kind of one of the biggest spots where you would potentially die around here. So
yeah, absolutely. And
it's okay though.
Go ahead, Q. Sorry.
No, it's okay. We took the safety bonfire. It's like a very short run back from that bonfire to get back here. So.
Oh, I was just gonna say that second part with the bow setup, that is something I put together. So it's a bit new. And as you can see, it did not work for this setup. We'll try it again though, and that is to double roll here. And And this time, yeah, we did
Nice.
get it to work.
Oh, now you just don't take any damage. Okay, you're showing off. Nice. Didn't need to heal once. I mean, you have to heal once now, but very nice.
Part of me wants
Yeah,
to
a lot
prove you
of,
wrong and take the drop, but I'm gonna...
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Just kidding. Yeah, just kidding.
We know how much fall damage that does. Yeah, no, a lot of bow setups exist in this game, which is really cool because it reminds, at least me personally, a lot of like OOT or Majora's Mask stuff with like all the like Z targeting or like out of bounds clips and stuff that they have in those runs. And I think it's really cool that we have the standardized movement of being in a bow where it locks you into 4-way, like north, south, west, east rolling dimensions. So we can like just come up with these very specific setups with like rolls if we need to get down to specific locations. Like with Duke Skip or with this one or with the Blighttown one, like the bow is awesome. It's not just for shooting.
Yeah, oddly enough, the jankiness of the game makes some segments easier because of that, being locked into a 4-way roll.
Fair.
Here's the shortcut door that saves a ton of time.
Nice,
Yes,
nice.
this is what we needed that 30 humanity for. And regarding, like, you've seen me quit out a lot in this run. Some of that is to save myself if I fall off a ledge or do something wrong to reset to my last stable position before I die. Obviously, that didn't work on Manly Drop. But some of the situations is to bypass animations in the game. And one of those things is like door animations, because in-game time is what we're worried about in a live speedrun.
He was polite.
He was...
He's like, oh, sorry, let me get out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can just like jump attack you and it's very hard to react to. So thankfully he was nice.
Yeah.
And this next boss coming up, Bed of Chaos, which Q has briefly talked about how awesome this boss is.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's one of the few bosses that, I think the only one actually, that saves the state of the fight. You'll see the strategy coming up that's used for this fight. And if you were to only do half the strategy and come back to this boss later, unlike any other boss that if you whittle down to half health, you come back and they're at full health again, this boss saves its state, which is pretty unique.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's so weird that it does that. I mean, I'm happy that it does that. Like when I was first playing the game, that was awesome. But like in the speedrun context, if you mess up, it's maybe not so great, because we are doing something right here that has been known for a while called Toki bombs. We're throwing very specifically aimed bombs at the little nodules that you would normally attack. It just skips the entire platforming section. That just makes the fight so great. Oh no, we skipped the best part. No. Oh well. Very nice. I believe that's all the Lord souls.
That is all the Lord souls. So we're going to make our way back to the altar, offer up, and then head through the kiln towards Gwyn.
You sorry.
You sorry fool. I love when you plunge attack him, his entire neck just like goes up into his chin, just like just gets vacuumed up. It's so funny, and it happens every time you do it. Yes. But yeah, this running section, I mean, it's very long, and he does need to get Red Tearstone Ring. But there is like one little, like the knight coming up, not this one, but the next one, can just do like this super fast swing at you. So we do have to react a little bit to it. So I'm just gonna let him focus up real quick right here. Nice. Yeah, he just ran right over him, but he can just like throw out a baseball bat swing and just obliterate you. It's very, very fast and a little bit hard to react to. I've lost many runs to that.
Oh no.
Pretty much everyone who's run this game has lost runs to that specific attack. So
I lost a very recent run to that.
But
so we should be safe the rest of this section. Yep, Hornet Ring's on.
Okay.
The game's not over yet. We still need to kill Gwyn, but Gwyn, fingers crossed, doesn't.
He can't always be a jerk. Nice. Yeah, that setup that you came up with, that you did right there, that's really, really nice.
It was terrifyingly clean.
And that is Dark Souls.
Nice.
GG's.
Well done.
Holy crap. And underestimate.
Time.
Still underestimate.
Very good.
Wow.
All things considered, that was with glitchless can be a very reset heavy run. So like a lot of things were nice to me in that run. Outside of Manly Drop. But yeah, a lot of things were nice in that run as far as NPC RNG.
You had you had the lightning opener on ONS. You had the scream on Nito. I think you played it really well.
Agreed.
So,
yeah, absolute GG's, the two of you. 5701, underestimate. Fantastic job. Both of you right now, take some time. Who are you? Where can people find you? What are you currently playing?
Yeah, absolutely. I am Carson. Getting the Carson is my tag here on Twitch. In a lot of games, I go by Medic as well. I am still currently playing Dark Souls Remastered. I am an active runner in the community. I'm a moderator in the community as well. It's a very open and welcoming community. Anyone who wants to learn the game, please join the Souls Speedrunning Discord. Ask any questions you need there. We are happy to help out. And QQ, you can give a shout out as well.
Yeah, I'm QQ. I also run the game. I mainly run Prepare to Die Edition, but I'm also active in the remastered scene. You can find me under all my things as QQ. I'm currently running Wario World, but I mainly do Dark Souls.
Souls-like.
So,
it's
yeah,
fine.
It's totally a Souls-like. Yeah.
But absolute great job. GG's once again. So glad to have you on here. And friends, before we head off to our last break of the night, FYI, I haven't asked for my best friends in chat, so we're going to do it right now. If you want to get more involved with the GDQ community, you should join the official Games Done Quick Discord and add the Hotfix Enjoy Your Role to stay in the loop on all the upcoming events, chat with staff, and more. So hello again, friends, and welcome back to the final run of today's episode of Express Lane. But just FYI, if you want to catch up on all the past Hotfix shows, special events, and any of the marathons GDQ puts on, head over to youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick after this next run, because this next run is a banger. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and hi from the past. But you should be checking us out at twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick so you can chat with us live. And you can chat with this absolute legend of a speedrunner themselves. We're going to be watching Big Scared running Post-Trauma 80%. Hello, good friend. How are you?
Hello, Asuka. Thank you so much for having me back. Folks who don't know me, I'm Big Scared. I'm a queer variety caster here on Twitch. I play a lot of scary games, and we're gonna play one of the hidden gems of 2025 together. I hope you're excited as I am.
I am. My body is ready.
All right, without further ado, we're gonna get it rock and rolling. Time will start when I click in here on normal. So let's get going in 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Good luck. Also,
Thank you. Right. I'm just going to quit to menu real quick because this is an unskippable cutscene otherwise. But for some reason, when you quit to menu and just continue back in, it loads you in on the other side of it.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, we're just not going to put the skip button there, but you can still totally skip it.
Skippable in quotation marks. Or unskippable, I should say.
Game said skip these, you know. But we're out here. This is Grandpa Silent Hill. His real name is Roman. He's voiced by Togo Igawa, which is a very big name in cinema. Which I was honestly very surprised. I'm like, wow, you got like an actual actor for this.
Not me looking up his wiki page.
Right. He's in a little bit of everything, but I love him. He was in the Speed Racer movie, which, if you know my taste level, says everything about me. We're going to crawl through this hole in a very normal way. This is how I crawl through every hole in my life. There it is. We're thinking about it, and there we go.
There we go.
Perfect. We've had a flashlight the whole time. The game doesn't teach you that it's there, but if you press up on the D-pad, there it is. Our mannequin friends are here to help. I know some folks in the audience might be like, mannequins. No, they're actually here to help this time. They're just a little intimidating. But don't worry, they're just as scared of you as you are of them. And they will absolutely just stand there menacingly the whole time. But it's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. They had a lock handle. It'll let us get through this puzzle. Now, this puzzle is complex. You'll notice that there is a symbol on the wall and like a number next to it. What you have to do is you have to take a particular pattern that you find on the map, and you have to input all of the symbols and then do math, and then take what you get and put it into that lock. But it's a fixed solution every time, so once you do it the first time, it's the same every time. Now, I'm going to explain the tech of this run, because it has one very persistent piece of tech. You'll notice in the upper left, there's a health bar and a stamina bar. It's a wheel. The stamina is in yellow. Mm-hmm. I'm pulsing the run button at a specific pace that is sort of in tune to this song, but maybe not quite. And that is to make sure that Roman doesn't run out of stamina. As an older gentleman, he does get winded very easily. He has the lung capacity of half an Alan Wake, and if you know Alan Wake, you know what I mean. And he gets winded so quickly, and even pulsing it, you can see how quickly it's being depleted. So you really want to manage his stamina carefully. There are two other protagonists throughout the game. This is not really an issue for them. This is a Roman-specific problem.
Also, I never really watched it, but did you ever watch The Amazing World of Gumball?
I watched some episodes, but I have not seen the entirety of it.
Igawa-san was the voice of Mr. Yoshida, the mystical narrator.
Oh, yes.
So he's gone from
That's
Gumball
beautiful.
to trauma.
Yes, that is the complex, diverse interests of a very talented man. Because this is a survival horror game, we're going to have to do some obtuse trigger hunting. We're going to have to interact with specific objects throughout the run in order to unlock our progression. I have to touch that gate in order to spawn a door at the bottom of the stairs that would otherwise never show up. It's just survival horror things.
That sounds right.
But the reason why we need this door is because there's a crowbar inside of it, which is what we need to open that gate. And so that is the nature of post-trauma. You have to find the specific thing you need to move forward, and often in order to get that thing to spawn, you have to go touch something else arbitrarily.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yep. Good news, though, is the crowbar is both a tool and a melee weapon, much like the games that inspire it, like Silent Hill. And so we have at least a defensive item for our first encounter, which will be very quickly. Combat is pretty limited in this game overall. There's, I think, 3 or 4 forced encounters, and several of them are boss fights, and one of them is kind of a reach to call a fight. You'll see what I mean when we get there. But this is our first mandatory encounter. Say hello to this lovely lady. Ladies, it's complicated.
Oh,
I'm just gonna do my best to not get whumped. Perfect. Gorgeous. Oh no, he's winded!
poor guy.
Okay. So that's what we're trying to avoid. Because as you can see, when he gets a little eepy, he gets very eepy.
I love the old man energy of how he holds the crowbar.
Yeah. At any moment, he might need it as a cane, and I respect that. I mentioned mannequins are our friends. You're going to notice them at the end of these tunnels. Do not be alarmed. They're just there to give us emotional support. They are our friends. Now, Asuka, I have to tell you about the silliest puzzle in this game because it's coming up right here.
I'm excited.
Now, we have to collect 3 fuses in order to interact with this fuse box. 2 of them are in obvious places. The first one is going to be, like, very literally handed to us. You'll know it when you see it. But before we can get there, I have to get this hunk of wire from the vending machine. Perfectly normal thing to order
Absolutely.
from the vending machine.
Just like
but
that's a perfectly
honestly,
normal hall to go through.
I gotta hand it to that dev. The next fuse is inside of a block of ice inside the freezer, which we're gonna thaw out using the coffee. Don't worry, it's fine. And then we're gonna come over here and we're gonna use the wire to get the 3rd fuse. Now we have all 3 of them, and the real puzzle can begin.
Okay.
So we're gonna put the fuses in the wall. That's not the puzzle. The real puzzle is the generator over here to my right. We have to flip a certain number of switches. And then I usually just start working my way this way. Is it this one or is it this one? It's not that one. It is... This always confuses me. 3A, 3D, 1C. It was that. No? That. This puzzle is so silly. 2 B's, 1 C, 3 A's. There we go.
There it is.
And here's the thing. It wants you to flip certain switches, but it does not telegraph which switches they are.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And so you have to trial and error which of the A's it wants.
Oh, God.
Which of the D's it wants. Welcome to post-trauma. Anyways, our mannequins are still our friends. They're rooting us on, and they said we're doing the best we can.
That's the trauma that leads to the post-trauma.
Yes. There's another very silly thing that happens in this game, with particularly the key cards. I can just kind of use it and walk away.
Oh.
And that's true of a lot of the key items in this game, is you'll get an opportunity to interact with it, and then you can just walk away and it does its thing. Here's our bestie. Do not be alarmed. We're going to approach cautiously. Oh, no!
That train didn't look friend-shaped.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're playing as someone else now. This is Carlos. Carlos is a cop.
It's a little
You know,
flooded.
he runs very fast. He has almost infinite stamina. Very, very normal guy. I need a key to open this door. I don't have the key.
Now, is he forced to be in first-person perspective, or can you change it?
Yes, he is. So I'm going to introduce you to a very fun guy named Shark Boy.
Oh, hi, Shark Boy.
We need to be over here. Perfect. We have to get the key, and then we can open the door. I love obtuse triggers.
Of course.
Now, I hope Shark Boy's going to be nice to us because now that he's around, he will just sort of drop on in. There he is. It's all right. Now that we have this key, we can get another key.
Of course.
Yes. Now that we have this key card, we can open a door using the power of willpower. I'll show you what I mean when we get there. It's glorious. Shark Boy, be nice. He did not perceive me.
Ooh.
I am so powerful. Okay, so I don't even have to look at this computer to use the key card there.
Gameplay too strong.
I can survive this.
I could survive this.
See?
So
see that?
Carlos, he's an interesting character. In true Silent Hill fashion, all of our protagonists are deeply flawed people. Carlos is the only one that doesn't really feel guilt about that. And so he is technically our antagonist of the game. Anyways, we're going to play as Roman again for a little bit. Now we're in a hospital? ? And we're going to have item pickups. This is where RNG comes into play. I'm hoping for shotgun shells. We got shotgun shells!
Nice.
Oh, that's so lovely. There's essentially 3 types of items you can get. Shotgun shells, a med kit, or pistol ammo. If you get a med kit first, good luck. I'm so sorry. You're probably going to have very little ammo on your run, and you will get killed a bunch of times by one of the bosses.
Jeez.
If you get pistol ammo, you'll be able to defend yourself, but that fight will be very slow, and it will be very, like, Soulsy, for lack of a better term. You will have to do a lot of dodges, use iframes, that sort of stuff. Shotgun shells, you can Baja Blast the boss. And so I'm stoked on that. Anyways, here's Sadako. I had to touch that computer in order to get the keys out of her hair. Don't ask, it's just survival horror things.
Sounds perfectly horror game logical.
Yeah, I don't know why the keys were in her hair. It's obviously trauma, right? But like, girl, that's not where you keep them. Okay, I'm gonna get this vending machine card because there's a key item inside of it.
Of course.
And then we're gonna come in here and get another melee weapon because you might notice that I am crowbarless, which is a travesty, but it's cool. I have a hammer now. I'm also going to check this drop and hope for more shotgun shells. Medkit. That's so sad. Okay. I hope you like funky little guys, Asuka. How do we feel about this funky little guy?
Oh, I am
here?
100% down for funky little guys. What? It's that sound.
I call that guy the baby. Because he sounds like me when I'm crying. Roman, please. Okay, I need this blood bag.
As one
Oh,
needs.
baby, please. Do not smack me. If you smack me, I will cry. Don't smack me. Oh, they smack in the air over there. That's
Angie, baby.
wow.
Angie, baby.
They're just doing the most. Is this the right room? This is not the right room. I'll need to come back to that one. You need this one. Because I have to give this mannequin a blood bag. I can't explain why. But they have a gold coin, and I need that. I'm also going to need to pop real quick in here to get some toilet paper. I hope you like celebrities. We've already met Sadako. I would like to introduce you to my friend Toilet Bound Hanako. And she just needs a little help.
That's thoughtful.
She's got a silver coin.
Nice, nice.
Baby, what are you doing over here? I need another blood bag about that. Don't worry, it's fine. Okay, perfect.
Suddenly, baby's
kick
like the
this
fifth
wall
character.
down.
Okay. Go.
The baby. I root for the baby every time. It's chaos.
Also, go grandpa strength right there. What the heck?
Listen, oh no, he's hot. That's all I gotta say. Now I have an arbitrary puzzle. I'm gonna place the things real quick. And inside of this is a set of pliers. Sure.
Sure, why not?
We're gonna cut across the bathroom because it's the fastest path and hope I don't get wumped. She's a sleeper, it's cool. We beat the baby back. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, now the pliers are important because we need them to get the key item we actually need from this lovely lady. Hi, Sadako. She's got an obsidian scalpel.
Huh.
We're gonna make ourselves a nice little sandwich using some schmeat. I have to get it from the bar here. It's fine.
Needed the scalpel to get the keys out of her hair.
Yep. Baby, please. No! Okay, we're fine. I have to make juice out of this. I'm so sorry. I feel like every time I'm on your show, I'm making a weird smoothie.
I've noticed that.
Now, funky little guy collection member number 3 is this guy. He's wearing Heelys. Look at him. Look at him go.
Ooh.
He's schmoving.
He thick too.
I don't know why he's built like that.
Also, every time you're on here, I swear to God, we need a big scared soundboard. Just completely no context, big scared soundboard.
I love it. Never mind Carlos there. That was a Carlos jump scare. We're going to ignore him for a little bit and walk through this very serene park. If you have any announcements or messages for the chat or for anyone watching this VOD later on, now's the nice time to let it rip.
I mean, I've got all my stuff done, but give me a second. I could pull up some more announcements and read another one. I'm unprepared. Okay, yeah, just remember, GDQ 2026 is live again in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, January 4th to 10th. If you want to help out by volunteering, you should submit your application. Do so by October 5th. And if you want to attend, registration is open right now. Make sure you register if you want to experience the event in person because it's super cool and you'll hang out with super awesome people. We're also doing a foil badge upgrade that you can get before November 1st. So once you're done watching this epic run, go to gdq.gg for more info on that.
Hey.
Gorgeous. I'm so glad we got to touch grass together. I'm very sorry that we're going to school. I know it's very late in the day. We're not supposed to be here after dark, but I left my backpack behind and I need someone to hold my hand.
No, fair.
Right, so this puzzle, we simply need to go through the rooms in a light sequence. Normally, you would solve 2 other puzzles, and then it would unlock a generator with a blinking light on it. That would give you this pattern, but because the pattern is stable every time, we can just memorize it. I'm gonna stop here to check for more shotgun shells, please. Pistol!
What?
Rude. It's fine. We're gonna get the shotgun here. Because I keep my shotgun in the clock.
It's
always 10:20 to get your shotgun out of the clock. Don't worry about it. It's always there. And then we also need these keys. The keys are extremely important. We cannot progress without them.
I appreciate that he had a sledgehammer in his hands and did not decide to smash the glass for the sledgehammer for the shotgun.
It's true. He's the most polite man I've ever seen. We're going to pop down here and use the keys because if I don't unlock the music room, a hallway will not spawn. I'm not joking. If I were to keep walking straight, the lockers would form a blockade and there would be a hand with a note on it that says, I need to go to music class. And so none of this would exist if I didn't unlock that door.
Oh my God.
None of this. Luckily, we're in the Dark Souls section of the game, and so we're going to see some very Souls-like enemies around here. It's perfectly normal. I'm just gonna collect some planets and pretend they're not bothering me.
Yeah, fair.
Sir, get out of the corner. There's a planet in this tree, which might be a metaphor for something. I don't know what it is, though.
That's all I got.
Get out of my face, sir. Why are you walking like that?
He just came from
I also
drama.
want to point out that, right, he's serving drama. But if you go into the music room, it locks you into an encounter with one of those, which is a huge time loss. So you just want to unlock the door and walk away.
Oh my gosh. Of course.
Good news, bad news. This enemy's over here, which means he's going to be harassing us as we try to do some other things. But another fun puzzle is coming up. I've been collecting these planets. All I'm going to do is set them down. Watch. And then I'm walking away. The key's going to teleport into my pocket.
Nice.
I have the key now. Sir, why are you over here?
It's like, I heard you had planets.
Who hurt you? Please. Okay, this is going to be interesting. We're going to find out if he can damage me while I'm in the puzzle.
Oh.
He can't.
Ooh.
That's beautiful. Okay, let's reload our shotgun. We're going to need that. Only 3 shots, though, so this has to be precise. I can't miss anything. This is the Dark Souls boss. I hate this boss. It is extremely deadly. And we got a pristine kill.
Nice.
Unfortunately, we girl bossed a little too close to the sun as Roman there, and we knocked ourselves out with the shotgun. And so now we have to play as a literal child to revive him using the power of modern medicine. And by modern medicine, I mean smelling salts. But in order to get the smelling salts, I have to assemble a metronome.
Sure.
And also do math. But we're not actually going to do the math. I already know the math solution. But we are still going to go and look at the basketball court. Wait, no, where am I going? We're going to go look at the basketball court eventually to input that answer.
Because when I think of doing math, I think of doing it on the basketball court.
Yes. The puzzle itself is really cool because you have to go find a lore note, and then you have to, like, add up the number of fouls and shots and different types of shots, and you have to actually know how basketball works in order to understand how many points to assign. And then you have to look at the board and figure out which team is which. And let me tell you, casually, this puzzle is very interesting. But really, all you have to do is put 13 on the left and then push up until it gives you the cutscene.
Nice. Nice.
Now I have the other half of the metronome piece that I need, and I can finally go inside the music room. I know I've been teasing you with it this whole time, but we can see the inside of the music room now.
Ooh.
For some reason, because I'm not playing as Roman, the enemy that would otherwise be in this room isn't here. So we can actually do the puzzle. Now we just get... Camera, please. Camera, please. We cut back through the gym to the nurse's office, which somehow is the only thing that makes sense about this game, is that the nurse's office is through the gym.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let me get the... Ma'am. No memes? Okay, good. No memes. You'll notice that I am periodically yelling at the protagonist of this game. It is because the camera and the modern control system really don't like each other. But the tank controls like them even less. And so you really have to pick your poison of which playstyle you want to endure.
That's fair.
Roman is back up. He's gonna get the best weapon in the game, which is a big spear.
Also, where did that child go? Just throwing that out there?
She crawled through the hole off screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and now we're here in this labyrinth together, but because she's fast and spry, she got away from us. Yeah. Good news, the labyrinth is extremely stable, nothing in here is randomized, and so if you just make the first left and follow it to the end, you'll find the first thing you need to pick up.
A very descript small circular piece.
Yes. From here, you hug the left until you see red, and then you hug the left more. And then you hug the left more. And don't go down this one. This one is the exit. You want to take the one after it. But there's going to be a child jump scare. Ah.
Oh, man.
A child. Good news. She's small enough to fit through these bars.
Oh, good.
So we're going to use her to grab the other piece. And now we can go down here. Also, I love Freya. She's so sassy to him.
So,
I didn't know TTS could be that sassy.
as I look down at a sleeping Freya underneath the desk.
That's right, your puppy's named Freya, huh?
I've got my Galahad and my Freya.
Love them.
And you're a sassy little girl, aren't you? Here you are.
All right, so this time we're playing as Carlos. We have a flashlight, which is nice. Shark Boy's also gone for this time. I don't know why, but he just is. Good news, bad news, though. We have to collect a variety of medals to get a gun and some ammo. This is where I regrettably inform you that Carlos is a police officer in America, and that's all we're going to say about that.
Yeah, Shark Boy went to go find Lava Girl somewhere.
He did, absolutely. Nope, was it 5? Yeah. It's all right, we can walk away from that and it'll float into our inventory. Now we're gonna go assemble some medals because, you know, what's a survival horror game without a slider puzzle?
Oh, of course.
My favorite. Never mind the meat. Don't question the fact that there's just meat all over the walls. I've been getting into feng shui, and they told me that if I do that, it will just make everything feel good.
Yes.
I'm waiting for results. All right, now that we have both of our required items, I can go downstairs. He has the loudest loafers I've ever heard.
Right? I know at least one person I work that would be jealous of how loud those loafers are.
Good morning.
I can hear him completely across the building.
His boots were made for stomping.
Oh my god. Ain't that the
All right,
truth?
good news. We're back as Roman again.
Hey.
We're in the subway hospital. Reality's getting a little weird here. And so you might notice that this area seems familiar, but also wrong. I'm going to point out the lore here. We haven't really talked about the lore at all. We are currently in a place called The Gloom. I tend to play a lot of games where we end up in places called that. But The Gloom is a little bit less like The Chant and a little bit more like Silent Hill in that it reflects the people that go into it, and it's not necessarily a fixed, static place.
Okay.
And so the reason why this seems familiar is because Roman, in his life, was a train conductor. Also, say hi to Jill.
Hi, Jill.
She's lovely.
Yeah. Very nice hair.
Yes.
Probably good,
Very glamorous.
Probably a good amount of keys in there.
Yes. Another silly little guy to add to our collection. I hope you're ready. This one is just the silliest one. I casually refer to this enemy as Chicken Leg.
Oh,
look
yeah.
at him.
Yeah, I see that. Yep.
It's the big kick for me. The unfortunate thing, though, is if you actually get kicked by Big Chicken Leg, it's like a one-shot.
Oh, jeez.
He's slow, he's heavy, and he's gonna stop and just vibe.
Oh, yeah. He found the spotlight and he's like, this is mine.
Yeah, he's like, whatever. You'll be back. Okay. Sir, can I get in there? Gorgeous. Now there's another puzzle in here. This one we're gonna have to route some trains. So this one is A2, B4, and then D3. And we can just input that and walk away from it. It'll solve itself, and by the time we get to the train, we can just get on it.
Nice.
More shotgun shells, please? Yes!
Nice.
All right, I hope you like trains, Asuka.
Oh, always, especially in my horror games.
How do you feel about how I've decorated the tunnel, though? I know it's a little fleshy for this time of year, but I thought given that we're heading towards Halloween, it'd be seasonally appropriate and perhaps festive.
Hanging meat is always in season. Come on now.
We love it. We love it. How about now? How about now, though? I've upped the intensity by at least 3 points.
I'd say at least 3 for sure.
Yeah.
It matches the rug quite nicely.
All right. I hope I didn't stop the train too late. That was barely enough time to not die. Yes, you can crash the train there and die.
Jeez.
Which will set you back quite a bit, like the start of this area.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And that is a tutorial for a choice later on. Now, I showed you Jill. I'm curious what you think of her. Would you say she's a friend?
I feel like I'm going to get my heart broken if I say yes, Jill was a friend.
I think she's a friend, too. Okay. You know who else is a friend? Da Baby.
Hey! Hi, baby!
Baby's just vibing. If you engage with him, though, he can become a huge problem. The Healy Man is doing... Oh, perfect. Okay, so you actually want this enemy to chase you all the way to the room. Really? If he doesn't do this... his positioning will be really unpredictable when you're leaving the room, and he can body block you and keep you from interacting with your exit.
Ah, okay.
So we want him to be visible here in this cutscene, and ideally, we want to hear him go through the turnstile and into the safe zone as we're coming out the doors. No, he's doing a thing, sir. Okay, good. He was standing there menacingly. I didn't like that. Final check. Pistol, that's rude. Okay. I'm gonna reload my shotgun real quick. Because Jill's hanging out up here. And, you know, I think she might be working on some macrame or something. I don't know. She seems really mad that I'm interrupting her.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Now, fun fact, I have explored what happens if you don't fight her, because you'll notice she's asking you not to fight her. She's like, don't do this, stop. If you take the pacifist route, nothing is different. You still have to fight her. It's very sad. But the good news is sometimes friends fight.
Yeah, true.
And so that's not a clear indicator that she's our enemy. I say this because we're going to have to make a choice later of whether or not we want to keep Jill around. I'm doing some off-camera movement here. Yes.
Nice.
You can get stuck on this little thing right here. It's very embarrassing when that happens.
No, fair.
You can also end up running directly into the train if you don't angle roam in the right way, because cameras are goofy. And if that happens, it costs you a significant amount of time.
Fair.
Good news, we're not alone here. For some reason, Freya, the young girl, is here too. Because reasons.
Of course.
It's not super important. I'm going to point you to a cutscene later on that we will not see because I will skip it. I'm mentioning it now because every time I talk about this cutscene, people lose their minds. There is a character that only exists in the cutscene that I will be skipping. The character is voiced by Corpse Husband.
What?
Yes.
What? All right. All right, you have my full attention.
He plays a character called the King or the Pharaoh or something like that. He's wearing yellow, you know, like kings do in these Lovecraftian sort of stories. And I will say, if you play this game and you watch the cutscene, there is a specific graphical thing that happens that's very fun. I don't know if it's intentional now, but it's very fun. Okay, we've got the key. We've got our little circle. We're gonna go down into a basement to grab our big circle because for some reason every puzzle needs a little circle and a big circle.
Yeah.
Sir. All right. Now, I have a very important question for you.
Okay.
Whose man's is this?
Wait, what?
Whose man's is this? And why is he down here doing this?
Questions I don't want to know the answers to.
And he just stops at the bottom of the stairs and stands there menacingly.
Look, stairs are hard, yo. Stairs are hard.
All right, we've got big circle. We've got little circle. We have a key I'll never need again. Luckily, we have even more things to collect. Now we are in the I need pegs for my pegboard phase of the game. I don't know why, but we need pegs for the pegboard. So we're going to grab our pegs for the pegboard.
As Chad said, circle goes into the square hole.
Yes.
That is the current phase.
Yes. In the square hole. Don't you turkey leg me. Stop! I got wumped. It's all right. I'm gonna grab the other plug right here. Thank you.
That was a very awkward half step onto the ledge right there.
You know, he's got a powerful swagger to him. I can't tell him where to go all the time. He's got to live his own life. All right, Puzzle Beast 3. Pistol, get out of here. Okay. So this puzzle used to give me a really hard time until I realized that you just put the first one here. And then you put the second one right there, and then you mirror it on the other side on the top.
Oh.
Yeah. This puzzle also requires math. You'll notice that there's like coordinates on the ground and on the walls in this area. And what it wants you to do is add up all the coordinates and do some basic addition and subtraction. It's a little tedious the first time, but... Again, all the puzzles are fixed. Baby, don't smack me! Oh.
God, baby.
We're safe. We're safe. It's fine. All right, this is the one cutscene with Corpse Husband in it. Hi and bye. We're not even going to see him. I'm so sad. But the good news, we're back on the train. So how do we feel about Jill? Is she our friend?
I'll say she's friend-shaped.
Okay. How about now?
Maybe not so friend-shaped.
I'm gonna choose friendship because I like Jill, and also the run is faster if you befriend her. And by befriend her, I specifically mean I'm not gonna crush her with this train.
Ah, okay.
Yes. You have a choice here. When Freya shows up on the right, you can either accelerate or decelerate the train. This is not clearly articulated at all, aside from the fact that you had once had control over the train. The unfortunate reality is every time you die in the gloom, it transforms you. And so what we're doing by choosing friendship here is breaking a cycle of violence against Jill. I mentioned that Roman used to be a train conductor. Jill was on a train that we were driving once upon a time. The details aren't super important, but she remembers, and we remember, and maybe it's good that we stop putting her through this all the time, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's Henry.
Henry's a character.
Yeah, Henry exists in cutscenes with Carlos that we were skipping. And he looks like that because Carlos is a very bad man.
Gotcha.
The good news is we don't actually have to fight Henry. All we have to do is girl boss our way over here and rotate the floor. The fight will abruptly end when we get the floor rotations right twice. So I'm going to run over here. I'm going to try not to get whumped. And then when we hit the next cutscene, that's time. It will be very quick. It'll be very abrupt because sometimes it auto-solves. And that's time.
GG's.
Thank you.
It's suddenly time. Love it.
So, abruptly time, yes.
Love it.
So because we saved Jill, the cutscene here is a little bit different. It's slightly longer, and we get to see her helping us. She's gonna deal with Henry here, so that way we don't have to. And then we're gonna get the actual lore of why Roman and Freya are here. And you might notice that my tone it implies doubt, and that's because it's, this is the best explanation we get. Survival horror is a mystery sometimes.
It's just an accident.
It's valid.
Before all this, I never wanted anyone to get hurt.
This is also not skippable, by the way.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't want to wait any longer. I was so tired of waiting.
You might be wondering what happens if we choose to hit Jill with the train. Essentially, the two of us have to scramble past Henry while he's destroying the arena, and then we run very quickly into the light.
I am sorry.
Gotcha.
I don't understand,
But
I believe you.
the scene right after the choice is just a big black screen that's unskippable, and it's 10 seconds long,
my God.
which is longer than the scene you would get for saving.
I wasn't brave
Oh,
enough
God.
at the time.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Oh, my goodness.
Very interesting. This run is chill.
Sorry.
Please, if you are interested at all in learning this run or picking it up, it is extremely chill. There is an auto splitter for the PC players, and it is a very small and welcoming community. We would love to have anyone watching this who's interested join us.
And Big, give some shout outs. Tell everybody where they can find you, because you are a good, an absolute good. And I love having you on here.
And you, okay? And you. But you can find me around the internet as Big Scared. I'm on the Twitch, I'm on the YouTube, I'm on Blue Sky, I'm sometimes over on X, not really. I'm sometimes over on TikTok, but not really. I'm either Big Scared or I'm Big Scared, depending on the platform you're looking on. You can find me over at the Clock Tower Stream Team. I do some event stuff over there. You can find me over in Binary Breakers. We are gearing up for our major charity event at the end of the year. Run submissions and volunteer apps are open. If you want to know more, hit me up. And you can also maybe catch me around TM. Stay tuned for details.
Nice. But everybody, give Gigi's Big Scared one more time. They did an absolutely awesome job with an absolutely amusing run of post-trauma. But with that, friends, we are officially done with today's episode of Express Lane. If you missed out, you just tuned in, don't worry, we've got you covered because we're just going to replay Hidden Heroes in Express Lane right now. And what you should totally do is tune in tomorrow starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, and you'll check out the newest episodes of both Crosshair and Speedruns from the Crypt. So until next time, I'm Oscar424, and I'll see